What's up, everybody? How is everyone doing? What is that? Oh, hold on a second. I think I got a lot of stuff going on. All right. Anyway, so here we are. Curmudgeons Corner number 50. 50 episodes of the corner. It's just amazing to me. Eileen is running a little bit late. She had a heavy work day today, and she is running a little bit late. So I've got a couple of things planned to kill time. We have an absolutely fantastic guest waiting for us backstage. I got to personally meet him down in the MTE couple of months ago, and it's just an absolute it's such a pleasure to have him on the show. He's actually going to be our fourth engineer on the show. I love that. I love being able to be the opportunity to learn something. For me, it's pretty easy because there's nothing in there, but I do love talking to like super smart people and picking their brains and stuff like that. And not only that, but I was doing my homework on the cat, and I think we got a lot of stuff in common. So I'm really excited about tonight's guest. But there's a couple of things that I do want to talk about before we really get the show kicked off. I want to say hi to everybody in the chats. Again, it's a Saturday night, and you guys could be anywhere doing anything, and yet you chose to hang out here at the corner with the Phoenix fam, and I just love all you guys. So that brings me to two things that I want to talk about. The next episode 51, we're gonna have my marketing girl come on, and she's going to talk about this newly launched ambassador program, which is really starting to turn into something a lot of fun. Eileen is racing home from a job, and she said that she's going to be about she said 30 minutes late because she works in the desert, and I'm sure she needs to get cleaned up. Ryan, good. I'm glad that you're in the chat room. So you guys got to let me get this stuff out. The first thing, so we're talking about the ambassador program, and one of our new ambassadors, his name is Matthew Leip. He is JM's Auto Detailing. His YouTube is JM's Auto Detailing. And I would really appreciate it if the family could go over onto his channel and subscribe to it. He's kind of brand new to everything. He was also one of the winners from the Pay It Forward campaign in December. So if we, as a family, a community that we've been trying to build, if we could go over there and show him some love, that would be absolutely fantastic. Again, he's new to the family. He signed up to be an ambassador, and I just really want to show him what the Phoenix family can do for love. Show some love to the man. So head on over to JM's Auto Detailing and give it a quick smash, and then and then sit back and bring your apple juice and enjoy episode 50 of the Curmudgeons Corner. I'm so excited. Cannot believe it. 50 episodes. And y'all are still with me and a part of it. And it's getting bigger and better and growing all the time. And I just honestly love you guys. I can't even tell you how much I look forward to this show. And then next week we do episode 3 of we film episode 3 of No Direction Detailing with Brian Spittler. So that's really, really exciting. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and the reason why I'm glad that Ryan is here and a bunch of other you cool cats. I know I mentioned it a little bit earlier in a previous show, but we are trying to kind of do like a little swarm on Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the third week of June. It'll be the third week of June. Socrates is moving there, and I meet up with Titan Tim every summer down there, and my cousin lives down there, and Cars with Keeve is going to be bringing me a whole bunch of power washers for the Pay It Forward campaign. So we were kind of kicking around the can and thought maybe we could turn this into an event. Christian from BioBombs is like, we should get like we should get like maybe a Airbnb, and it'd be really, yeah. So Christian and I think we're gonna go down there, and we're gonna Airbnb and fit as many people as we can into the Airbnb, and fit as many people into Socrates' new house, and hopefully not destroy it, and then fit as many people as we can into Tim's house if we can get that many people down there. I just think it'd be a really good time. I'm sorry to exclude West Coasters and salt of the earth Midwesterners, but if you can make it, everybody's welcome. Just that when Rick Smith and I were talking about this earlier, we were trying to do something more centralized so that it'd be easier on everyone and maybe a little bit easier on your wallets. But again, we're doing a good cause. Socrates is in the process of a move, and I'm like, hey, if we're all down there doing like an Airbnb thing, maybe we pitch in and help out. Again, this is a family, this is a community, and that's what we're all about. So those are the two things that I wanted to talk about. Go over there and support Matt Lipe, and then find a way to get your butt down to Myrtle Beach the third week of June. Most likely, to make it easier on the world, we'll probably do like the 19th, 20th, and 21st is usually, and then that way I'll just drive home on Sunday, the 22nd. So yeah, I'm thinking like almost like the MTE. We'll get down there on a Thursday, come home on Sunday. That's the plan. No strangers here. That's right. Humberto, I haven't talked to my brother in a few. I'm sure he's doing well. He just posted a big Hoyt bow that he got, so he seems like he's doing very, very well. All right. So anyway, without further ado, he's been very patiently waiting backstage for the last 7 minutes, and I cannot wait to bring out our next guest. Curmudgeons Corner 50 in the books. By the way, if you aren't familiar, we are a podcast. So even if you can't catch us tonight, you can listen to this podcast on all the platforms where you can get a podcast. So that's Apple, Audible, Spotify, on and on and on. I think there's like nine or so platforms that you can listen to us on. So anyway, we're growing, we're getting better, and of course, as always, as soon as Eileen gets here, she can save the show from being terrible. All right. Anyway, without further ado, hey Didi, I'm going to be bringing out Steve from Turbo 6 Detail.
Turbo 6. Congrats on 50.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's huge, Aaron. That's huge. Yes. Cheers to those of us who drink apple juice.
That is yummy.
Yes, it
What's
is.
this Phoenix E.O.D all about? Well, it's a chemical company disguised as a community of people that just like to hang out. That's what it is. It's a family that just likes to hang out, and we use chemicals as a catalyst to bring us all together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, sir?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I had a detail this morning, and yeah, just it's nice to wake up early, get a car done, and then kind of have the rest of your night, and I don't know, feel relaxed,
Yeah. So is Turbo 6 like your main bread and butter, or what?
So that's it's a side gig, right?
It's a side gig.
Yep. So, but that is that's my detail business, and full time, I'm a mechanical engineer.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I work at a company called E.O.D Electronics.
And what do they do?
Well, they make the department that I'm in. They've got like a million subsidiaries, but the department that I'm in, they manufacture specialty gases for the semiconductor industry. So computer chips.
Wow.
Yeah, you need really, really just very pure, very, very specific gases to make semiconductors, and I help design the pipes that make those gases. So, yeah.
Well, look at the big brain on Brad.
No, I'm not a big brain. I might have a big head, but it's not a big brain. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome. So, tell us about this detail. You said earlier backstage that it's kind of an older car. It has a story.
Yeah, it was a 2001 we'll call it like a 2010 Honda Fit, whenever they made those. And you know, it had 137,000 miles on it. The clear coat was peeling. The interior was obviously very used. It was in good shape, but the interior just, it needed a lot of help. And I absolutely enjoyed it because, you know, it was something that has a story, right? You know, I've done nice cars and stuff, but it's the cars that have history of being driven. You know, like the reason this car looked the way it did was because a single owner enjoyed it for the entirety of its life. And you know, when you know, you do your walk around with the client when you get a car in, and she was hilarious. She was so nice. She was like, you know, oh, this is that time I spilled my Coke, you know, when I was with my friends doing this, and oh, that's when I was in college and I got that door ding in the parking lot. It was, you know, just tons of like every little piece of damage was a story, and it was, yeah, it was really cool.
How long have you been detailing?
So I've been running Turbo 6 since say 2024. No, 3. Like midway through 23 is when I, you know, did Turbo 6 and started detailing for money. But up until that, you know, I always had cars, motorcycles. I've cleaned friends' cars before, so it wasn't really anything new. But at the same time, though, it was also very new because I was used to just going to you know, AutoZone and picking up some Meguiar's and Mothers, and those were my products at
Right.
that point. You know, I didn't know, like, up until maybe 4 years ago, I didn't know about this entire world of detailing and what it had become. So,
And
yeah.
where did Turbo 6 detail come from?
Yeah, so Turbo 6, Conway asked us earlier, or I almost spoiled the entire show. Jeez. Yeah, Turbo no, Turbo 6. I used to own a 1986 Buick T-Type, which was very much, it was basically a Buick Grand National, one of the old G bodies, and it had a Turbo 6, turbocharged 6-cylinder in it, and I missed the car dearly. Unfortunately, sold it a little while back. Wish I never did, but you know, sold it because it was just sitting in my driveway. Oh, yeah. So anyway, Conway. Yeah. Look, I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have it right
Oh
here.
yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yep.
you know, I did use it.
Okay.
And I made sure I had to be.
That's all right.
I
That's
had to
good.
be fair to you.
I appreciate it.
And before I came on, I made a point to make sure I went ahead and used it and tried it. And here's what I'll say.
All right.
This is
All
going to
right.
be my
Everybody
advice.
says Phoenix is trash. I know. I get it.
No, I didn't have that experience, man.
Sorry.
No.
I was thinking of a video I watched earlier today.
Oh yeah, no. You know, Phoenix, the Hydra that I have there. You threw it on and it cleans the car. You know, I didn't go and do like all the, you know, does it work with the sun? Does it do this and all that? But in terms of cleaning power, it you know, I used a sponge and it was slick. It cleaned the dirt off the car, and I was able to dry the car without any streaking. That's what you want in a rinseless.
That's what you want in a rinseless. That's
Right?
exactly what you want in a rinseless.
So
exactly.
I would say that anybody who is buying other Phoenix, you know, E.O.D products from your site should also be using Hydra. There's no reason to, in my opinion, there's no reason to shop around on it. So I think it's a good.
All right. So I didn't watch the video. I have a tendency not to watch stuff.
What video is it? Mine?
No. It was it's from another pretty predominant YouTuber. And he apparently had some real issues with my Immortal, which from Titan Tim alerted me to it, and he sent me all kinds of screenshots and a bunch of stuff, and that's how I knew about.
Love that.
I knew that's how I found out about what had happened. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to log in and make a comment? Because that doesn't do anything. You know, and as far as a company is concerned, the go-to standard response from an owner is user error, right? It's like, oh, you're just doing it wrong. I
Yeah.
used to work for a guy that was, I mean, like, that was his shoot from the hip response. Oh, they're stupid. They're using it wrong. And dumb cuss, whatever. So I wasn't. I said I'm not going to do that. All I can say is that in the the 4 years that I've been doing this for Phoenix, I've never seen that happen before. Never seen it.
What happened?
Um,
I don't. I'm
Apparently,
completely
it
out
had
of the
like
loop.
this weird. It had this weird streaking effect.
So this is your spray coating.
Yeah, it's a spray coating, and I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody have that happen, and it's never been reported to me as of it happening. Yeah, there you go. He said it had like a tiger pattern to it. So I have no idea. I have no idea what had happened.
Now is that one that you spray into the towel first and then?
You can do both. I
Yeah.
suggest spraying into the towel to avoid overspray, because
Yeah.
that can be an issue if you're not paying attention and it goes somewhere that you didn't know it went. If you're just kind of just shooting it into the air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause the only time I ever see tiger pattern kind of stuff is when, you spray on like I don't know, something high alkaline or acidic and you let it drip down the paint, right? That's usually when I see
yeah,
tiger
exactly.
stripes.
Well,
Yeah.
they're saying that it was applied wrong, and that's
Mm.
typically what happens. But I don't want to say that, and I don't want to, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it was that. I don't know anything about it. And like I
Hmm.
said, I keep my head down in the trenches and just keep working and chugging along. And if there is like, my big issue is if one person has that issue, so be it. If two people have that issue, all right, I'm listening. If three people have that issue, now I have to be on high alert, right? And
Yeah.
and we have to figure out the E.O.D. We have to figure out why people are having this issue, and then have either an attack plan on, hey, if this happens to you, make sure you do this, this, and this, or we go back to the books and change the formula to make it stop happening. So again, this is the first time that I've ever heard of this tiger this tiger pattern striping happening, and I
That goes straight to YouTube.
yeah. Yeah, so let's just throw it up there and
That's
say
what
that
gets me.
the product is trash. That's fine.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But I mean, you got Titan Tim who puts Immortal on 80% of his jobs, and he's never had that issue. In the fun sun of South Carolina, he's never had that issue. And again, there's hundreds of other people out there that have used it as well. So I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't help. I wasn't involved.
Yeah. No, but I've seen that though, right? Where something goes straight to YouTube when somebody has an issue on something, right? They go
Right.
straight to YouTube and like, oh, it didn't work. When I have an issue, I reach out. I talk to the vendor first, the supplier, right? And try and figure out, and most cases it's going to be ADS, right? But that's that. I don't have the need to like go online, go onto social media, and make a fuss about something. I just, I'll call up DJ, or I'll send a message to like Sydney or something. Like if I'm having an issue, like
Yeah, exactly.
it's not a big deal.
Especially if you have a relationship with that person, whether or not you're friends or not, you still have like a professional relationship. You both have each other's direct lines of communication. Be like, hey man, like what's up? I use this and I experienced that. Like, have you ever heard of this? And let's talk about it. Let's anything. But to just throw that out there, I felt like, I mean, I don't know if you remember a few years back, when this particular person got into it with another guy down in Texas, Dallas Paint Correction, and I mean they went to war, and I came out and defended him. I did. I was just like, hey, like, what are you talking about? Are you gonna have the same problem with Brett Favre with Wrangler jeans. You're going to have the same problem with Dan Marino for doing isotoner gloves. Are you going to have a problem with any celebrity that endorses another product or brand or anything like that? So, like, I don't understand why you have this big problem with this particular person. So, and he reached out to me and he thanked me for standing alongside him. So I mean, like, I thought we were cool. And then I met him out there and at SEMA, and again, I thought we were cool.
Yeah.
But apparently,
yeah. I mean,
I guess it ends now that you have your own product line. I guess everybody's your enemy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Brian Spittler, he taught me from the very beginning. There's plenty for everyone. We're in this together. Okay, yeah, I have no problem with that. I mean, I support everybody and anybody. So
yeah, even people who buy a lot of armor stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, that whole
really
thing,
like neighbors, but that's cool. Yeah. That's
yeah.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Hey,
I'm totally okay with it.
You're in Jersey, right? Is that where you're at?
Yeah. I'm just on the Philadelphia side of New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So you're close.
Yeah, you're like an hour and a half away. You got an absolutely amazing hot dog place up there in Allentown. So
I'm gonna ask you though, which one? Because there's two. It's a really big issue up here.
Yeah. The first one that you have Matthew Braun's, which is then they make coffins up there in Allentown, and right down the street from that place is where I discovered the first hot dog place. But now you got a new one that's what's it called? Bun Busters or something like that. And it's apparently they're like ginormously huge hot dogs. But
yeah, it's Yakko's and Potts.
Yakko's. That's the first one I think that I went to. Yeah.
Yakko's is really, really popular. I don't eat them. My wife loves them.
He's not wrong. He's not only that, but I go and I see Brian every other week. We could all meet up there and have lunch together, because we're not whatever. No, that's cool. Yeah, go buy from Florida. Who cares?
Florida?
Oh, isn't that where they're from?
It is.
I'm pretty positive that's where they're located.
Well, part of my joy with just buying products is obviously I'll buy most of my stuff from Florida.
Thanks,
but then the other stuff, I go over to Clean Garage I
buy stuff from him too. That's where I get my Bill Hambert stuff.
Oh, really?
Bill Hambert? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Bill Hambert. I don't think they carry them anymore.
Yeah. Well, but it has been a spell since I've done it.
It's a rare thing though, because a lot of people buy all their stuff online. Like being able to go into the store and talk shop with the front, guys at the front desk, they're great. I love talking to them all the time.
Yeah. Spittler turned me on to them.
Oh yeah.
I got their little sticker.
Do you?
Right here. Yeah.
Hey
Smurf, what's up?
Bring my kids there and we steal the candy that they have out. But they have a lot of good accessories. They're awesome with like the shelves, and they carry a whole bunch of brushes and that's mostly what I buy there.
Well, Conway, that's what I thought, like at least being part of the Thor family umbrella, like, you know what I mean? I thought we were supposed to be wearing, kids gloves when it came to other people under the umbrella, which is why I haven't said too many things about people that I don't particularly like. Keep it to myself unless you're in the inner circle, and then you know exactly how I feel about people. I'm the curmudgeon for a reason.
I don't know how you keep up with the chat. It is so fast. It's so much easier.
This is my 50th rodeo. This is my 50th rodeo, so I got to practice.
This is my this is my we're popping a cherry. Yeah, this is my first podcast. Never been on one, man.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So I guess we still have about 6 minutes or so to kill before Eileen gets here. So let's talk a little bit about the homework that I did on you.
Oh God, so nervous.
Just so that people get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So you're a mechanical engineer. You were married with 3 children.
3.
2 of which are twins. N'est-ce pas?
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was crazy. So yeah, back in 2016, we had our twins, and my goodness, it was.
Come on up here, you'll find out.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. You know, one kid is hard, right? But having two, first off, my wife actually went to the hospital like, I don't know, 15 or 20 weeks early. It was ridiculously early because she went to early labor, and then the twins were born just a few weeks early. So luckily, happy and healthy, and we came home. They were sleeping, and we put them in their cribs, and it was just that feeling of like, we put them in their cribs, they're sleeping. What do we do? Right? Like what now? Do we just wait for them to wake up or something? I don't know, you know? And then we got into the cycle of like, all right, they're crying every 2 hours, and then my wife and I, man, we had to split time like crazy. I was working probably, I think I took a shift from like midnight to 6, and then she was covering the rest of the day while I was working. Then I'd come home, take a nap, and then I'd be up again. And it was like they were really good actually, because they were always on schedule. So every 2 hours, you're gonna have to feed, clean, and rock back to bed, and change and rock them back to bed. And it was just in line too, which was kind of neat too.
Right.
Yeah. So you get one done, put them down, do the other one, put them down. You got an hour and a half to yourself, and then you're back at it. But it was a lot, man. A lot of a lot of milk, a lot of food.
Yeah.
My goodness. Luckily, I'll be honest with you, with the price of was it during COVID? Like, it was baby formula.
Oh yeah.
Shortage.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how we would have made it, because we got in before COVID. So
Right.
Man, it was rough. So I mean, kudos to anybody who had a kid through that. Yeah, so we had the twins, and once they got past that newborn stage and started developing their personalities and everything, it's really cool. And now they're in 3rd grade. They take they're fluent in Spanish. They're in a Spanish immersion class. So it's really neat. They're really good kids. And then we have our other little guy too. He was a little surprise. Yeah.
That's a lot of donuts.
Yeah. Oh, triplets.
Oh, the show is now saved.
Oh, Eileen.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
Pretty good.
Coming off work?
How's it? Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy today.
Yeah.
Oh, we were just about to get rid of all the pop culture stuff so that you didn't have to deal with it, but now you're here. You're gonna have to sit through it and get lost in your scrolling again. So mean to me. You can't leave. You're not allowed to leave. Bring her back. Detail grandma's gonna think I fired you.
Oh, is she in the chat?
No, she's not.
Oh.
She's not, but
So how's it going? What did I miss?
Yeah, we not a whole lot. We talked a little bit about South Carolina. We talked a little bit about our new friend Matt Lipe and his YouTube channel that is just getting started. We need to show him some love. And then we started hanging out with Steve, and we talked some trash on a fellow YouTube influencer. And
oh boy,
let's see, what else did we do? He's a mechanical engineer. He's got a wife with 3 children, and that's cool. You're up to speed now.
Very nice. Well, yeah. Steve, it's great to have you on the show. I'm super excited about having you on.
I'm honored to be here. Seriously.
Yeah, it's super cool.
A few years ago, just starting out, like, I didn't think I'd amount to anything really, and then next thing you know, I'm on the big show. I'm on the big show now.
This is his first time.
I don't know about that, but
as soon as Ayers gets a hold of this episode, he's going to get you on X's and O's, and you're going to be doing the circuit like a normal celebrity.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Fred's in the house. I love Fred.
Yeah, I see that glove box is a Phoenix E.O.D exclusive.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
That was
Oh, no
whoop,
pretty,
kidding.
whoop. We
pretty
had a
big.
box takeover. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. Fred made it all happen. He is a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes, for sure.
So we were just getting to know a little bit more about our friend Steve here. We were talking about how much fun it is to have twins at the same time. So,
Oh boy.
as opposed to different times having twins, whatever.
Yeah. Some people offset their twins by a few years.
By a few years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? We call them Irish twins when they're 9 months apart from each
Oh,
other.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So being up in Allentown, tell me, what is the Lehigh Valley Grand Prix?
The Lehigh Valley Grand Prix is an indoor go-kart facility in Allentown. And every year they hold 2 endurance races. They have one during Thanksgiving called the Turkey Bowl. That is a 4 or 5 hour long endurance race. And then on the same Sunday of the Daytona 500 in the morning, they hold a 500 lap race. And you can be in teams of 5. I had done 2 endurance races with the team, and we always just didn't quite make it. And then this year,
I saw third time's a charm. Congratulations!
Thank
Crushed
you.
it.
Yeah. It was tough race. I'd like to thank GM Goodwrench and Goodyear and all the boys over at at the engine shop, and yeah.
Well,
No,
I think you should
I'm
also.
it's just.
I think you should. I think you should also thank Mario Kart, because apparently you did some practicing on that.
I will challenge anybody to a Mario Kart 64 race.
Yeah, but you won like a medal and everything.
Yeah, not just anywhere though. That was at New York Comic-Con, right?
Yes,
And
that's next on the list.
Yeah. That was fun. No, that was really fun because it was between, I don't know, maybe it was like around 25 people were in that tournament. And
so you were playing like an actual video game Mario Kart.
Oh yeah,
at the Comic-Con with 25 other people, and you smoked them.
Yes, I wouldn't say smoked them, but yeah. And it was funny because you had people of all ages playing, but the last 4 were like folks that grew up on Nintendo 64. The last 4 were the ones who had been playing it for a really long time.
All right.
Yeah. Now
she's gone. She
Mario.
She hates pop culture so much.
Who hates Mario Kart, man? It's the best.
Video games. We started talking. Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
Yeah.
She just texted me. Maybe she's got a technical issue.
I think she froze, it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laptop died. Thought it was charging and it wasn't. I'll be back in a minute. All right. That's fine. We move on. So yeah, speaking of the New York Comic-Con, I used to a little bit of background about me. I used to work for a comic book company, Dynamite Entertainment, and I also was manager of a comic book store. And so we attended, and had booths at the Comic-Con, at the New York Comic-Con often. And I got to be honest, out of all of the shows that we did, what's your favorite sandwich? Damn it! We'll get there in a minute. Franco. Settle down. All right.
Oh man,
I know they get rambunctious. That's why we bring the apple juice, because
right.
Sooner or later it's going to fisticuffs. We'll throw hands here. We've done it before.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes, we have.
Here she is. I hated it because the unions got involved, and you could not do. You weren't allowed to bring any of your own stuff onto the floor. You had to set it up on a pallet out back and wait for the Lyft driver to come over and pick up your stuff, and then you tell them which booth you're going to. It was such a nightmare. You couldn't even bring a hand truck or a dolly onto the floor. They were Gestapo about it. I hated it.
Yeah.
From a business point of view.
From a business point of view, I could see that.
Yeah. But as far as the show is concerned, it's a great show.
It was crazy.
It's absolutely fantastic. Is that when you met Adam Savage?
No. So I actually met Adam Savage. No, it wasn't at Comic-Con. That was over at a Philly. It was like the Philadelphia's version of Comic-Con. I think they just had a convention for it. But
Yeah, the
yeah, I met
Philadelphia Comic Con. It used to be Wizard World
was it?
Philly,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking of.
Wizard went out of business.
Yeah, I met all I did was I got a just a meet and greet with Adam Savage from Mythbusters, and
Yeah,
sweetest guy, super nice. Good kids got to meet him and everything too. And
he seems like it. He seems like
Yeah.
he was always the jokey one on the show.
yeah, but it's always nice when you go to an event like that and somebody really listens to everybody. They're not just there signing as fast as they can.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a few minutes to talk to him. And talk to him about something nerdy. But yeah, it was cool though. It was really cool to meet him.
Eileen, sorry that you had a hard day.
It's all right. I'm still
I'm
trying.
glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're
Thank
here.
you.
I'm glad that you're here to celebrate.
I know, it's amazing.
We did it. We did it.
I'm
this is the last show.
excited
We're
to be a
done.
part of
After
it.
this,
That's it. This is it.
We did it. We did 50. We're out.
We-
Woo! We did it. That's fantastic. Anyway, Franco wants to know. Franco wants to know your Eileen quickfire. He's screaming at us and wants you to do your quickfire. So I think we'll take a pause on my homework questions and we will go to your quickfire if you got it.
All right, let me pull it up here.
Eileen brought me here. We love you, Eileen. Bum, bum, bum.
Hey,
Eileen, the
Franco.
sun will rise. Look at
Dan.
this. This is the family
Yes.
coming together. They're telling you to
Thank you,
knock it
guys.
off.
I appreciate it because in my life, when one thing goes wrong, it feels like everything goes wrong at the same time. So
That's why you come to the corner to recharge.
I'm glad.
Everything is right here.
Yes, exactly.
Until we do the quick fire anyway, then it all goes downhill.
Well, the quick fire is
Can't
where they
make-
get to win stuff. So,
Oh, there you go.
Mike G,
All right,
you're
let's
the
see
worst.
here.
Just the worst. He's hey, you know what? From one engineer to another. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you who were the other three? I know Mike G was one.
Mike G and Titan Tim and Keeve. No, Dimitri, right? Dimitri or Keeve? One of the two. Maybe they're both. I mean, you might be the fifth one. I can't remember. Dimitri, that dude. You want to talk about like light years above? You know what I mean? Like I'm a little low compared to Dimitri.
I think we all are. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
I should probably slow down on the apple juice, but it's number 50 and we're celebrating. Anyway, are you ready for your quick fire?
All right. Ready. Okay. So, Steve, what is your favorite scent?
Of a woman.
My favorite scent. Let's go with coffee.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite scent?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot, but we'll go with
yeah,
we'll go with iron.
Least
Yeah,
favorite
iron
scent.
remover. That's
Trashy
terrible.
scent.
Yeah. All right. And what is your most used app on your phone?
Most used app, probably Messenger, or iMessage, whatever the texting. Yeah.
Oh, texting. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'd be more exciting, but that's what it is.
Okay.
Is it-
Samsung
wait a
or
second, hold on a
iPhone?
second. If you're on your iPhone, is it a feature or is it an app? Because I'm pretty sure it's a feature, right?
So you don't want to do it like an app?
Something that you have to
YouTube.
download. Yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. YouTube. And I'm gonna assume it's iPhone.
Yeah,
iPhone.
because he's a brain.
I'm a convert though. Like I converted from.
So did I.
Yeah, I
So
feel
did
like that's a lot of reasons why people choose that. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. I like it. If you could listen to one song during a full detail, what would it be?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
A good one. It's a good one,
No,
Aaron.
no, you
Let's go
don't
Master
like
of
to be
Puppets.
rickrolled.
Let's do Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets.
Yeah. It's usually a good time.
Okay.
Matt, we were
what
just talking about you. I got him first, just so you know, heirs. I got him first.
what is your best sandwich or favorite sandwich?
So let's go Monte Cristo. You know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Monte Cristo's the way to go.
What is one thing you own that you should throw out? And you obviously haven't yet.
That I obviously haven't. I'm like looking around the room to see like what I can throw. Let's see. It's probably old clothes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, old
That
clothes.
you've just been holding on to?
Yeah. I wear clothes for way too long.
For like sentimental value or just because you just can't see yourself getting rid of it?
I hate shopping.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate shopping.
Okay, that makes sense. What is or what would you consider the scariest animal?
Scariest animal, probably a large cat of some sort. Whether we'll go with like a leopard.
Okay. What was your first?
Would it be a deaf leopard?
It could be a deaf leopard. Or a black dog, who knows? It's like the only Def Leppard song I know. Or no, that's Led Zeppelin. That's Led Zeppelin, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mixed them up.
That's all right. That's all right. Just pour some sugar on me. You'll be fine.
Oh, there we go.
What was your first concert?
Metallica.
Okay. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Have fun and don't worry.
I like that one. What would you consider your favorite action movie?
Favorite action movie? I'd probably go Matrix.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies anyway, so.
All right. Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
And what do you think happens to you when you die?
A lot of people miss you.
Okay. That's a good answer. I like that one. Alrighty. That's it.
I got first one before Papa Smurf leaves. I don't know if he's still in the room or whatnot. Fantastic story. He was on the drive-in. We talk every morning as he drives to work because he's like 3 hours behind me. So anyway, sipping. I want to say either he sneezed or he sipped on his coffee and it was too hot. But he ended up spewing it all over his car, the inside of his car. He said it went everywhere in his vents, on the screen, everywhere. It was a full mouth of coffee that just got. So that's fun.
That's a time.
And then, as far as controversial subjects that we talk about here on the Curmudgeons Corner, are hot dog sandwiches.
I would think so. I mean, what constitutes a sandwich? Is there like an actual like official definition of it, what a sandwich is?
I don't know. I'd like to think that it's in a category of its own. A hot dog is maybe. I don't know.
No, a hot dog is not a sandwich.
I was at a diner the other day, and I will say that hamburgers were definitely in a different section than the sandwiches. They said sandwiches, and then they had burgers. So like they're saying that burgers and sandwiches are not the same.
Nope.
So
think about it. Okay. The bun. the bun, right? You buy a hot dog bun. You don't use sandwich buns for hot dogs. You can't.
It's true.
So I'm gonna share. I asked good old Google, and this
Yeah.
is what I got. So Merriam-Webster defines a sandwich as 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between. And then the second definition, according to the USDA, it defines a sandwich as a meat or poultry filling between 2 slices of bread, bun,
key.
or biscuit.
That's key, right? 2 slices of bread.
Yeah, but
That's the
but
key.
both of those definitions included a bun. So therefore you're saying that a cheesesteak is a sandwich?
Yeah, if it's, I mean, it's got filling and it's 2 separate pieces of
It's not two
bread.
separate. It's
It's
in a
not
bun.
separate,
It's in a
yeah.
long. It's in a
Well,
long roll.
a
It's in a long
sandwich is
roll.
2 more slices of bread or a split roll.
Right. So
And that's what a hot dog bun is a
Well,
split roll.
Miriam is stupid. There, I said it.
You tell him, Aaron. You tell
Well,
him.
Adrian says it here, hot dog equals the American taco. So there you go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hoagie bun is a sandwich. Get out of here, farm. What do you know? What do you know?
According to Webster,
Oh, Jamie's here.
All right, we're bringing out. We're
look, Rick said, according to Webster, Adrian definitely got sandwiched by Smurf. Thanks, Rick.
Oh, he saved us all. If you grew up more like me, hot dog was on white bread. Yeah, I know. So it was on white bread for me too.
Yes,
Corner
exactly,
to
Jordan.
corner to
Yep.
corner. It was like perfectly designed for it, but it's still not a sandwich.
I do want to. I want to bring something up because I saw Jamie's in the chat.
Yeah.
It's obviously Subway since we're on sandwich topics.
Yes.
Jamie, we have one of the few Subways in the country here in my town has a drive-through. You eat like a king.
Mine has a drive-through also, and it's the best.
Yeah, you have a drive-through?
Yeah. Yeah.
No way. Yeah. So
I have two different ones, and I actually prefer to go through the drive-through, obviously, because I don't want to have to go inside. But yeah, it's a drive-through.
Our Subway used to be a Dunkin'. So it was a Dunkin' with a drive-through, and then it became one of the first Subways with a drive-through.
Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had a friend that said we did on the No Direction Detail that I did with Brian, and we were doing cheeseburgers. I think in the last episode, drive-through Subways are insanity.
It's wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, how do you remember what you want to put on your sandwich without looking at picking stuff up?
Yeah, I know, right?
Crazy. So I was discussing the topic with a friend of mine, and he said fast food can't be fast food unless it has a drive-through. That's the number one reason why Five Guys is out for him. I said, well, for me, it was because it took 10 minutes to get a sandwich. But he says if it doesn't have a drive-through, it is not fast food. So apparently Subway is now in the fast food industry.
Fast food. There you go.
Yeah. Who knew?
Who knew? Deli Delicious crushes Subway. I don't think I've ever heard of Deli Delicious. Is it a California thing? Is any? What about?
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of it?
No, it might just be a Detail It Doug situation.
I'm still riding that
Really
quiz.
sure.
That Quiznos. I wish they'd never gone.
I love Quiznos.
Quiznos was good.
Yeah,
and they had
Quiznos
the best soup too. They had great soup, and those sandwiches were banging.
Yeah. Yeah, they had those commercials too. The commercials were unreal with that little rat thing.
They were hilarious.
What would you say would be your top 4 movie genres?
Top 4 movie genres would have to go probably sci-fi, horror, it's documentary, a drama, or a genre.
Yeah,
probably documentary, and then I guess drama after that. Or no, comedy,
right.
Comedy, not drama, comedy. Yeah.
All right, and then out of those top 4, what would you say would be your favorite?
I like sci-fi movies the most.
So then, what's your top 4 sci-fis?
Top 4 sci-fis. So I'd have to go Star Wars. Oh man, we're doing movies though. So we have Matrix, Star Wars, Let's see what else. They're all blanking right now.
That's all right.
Is Terminator
Yeah.
sci-fi?
They're
Would you
both,
consider that
the
sci-fi?
first one was both sci-fi / horror.
Yeah.
And then they definitely made it way more action sci-fi in the
Yeah.
rest of them. But the first
And then-
one was like scary as hell. You know what I mean? Like the machine that
Yeah.
just kept coming and was crawling and all that.
Yeah. And then Interstellar, I think, is a great.
Yep.
It's a great movie.
Now it's funny that you mentioned Star Wars, because I had dinner with a fellow engineer.
Mhm.
I'm not an engineer, but you two are. And he brought up, I don't know if she dropped it or if she just hates this conversation. I don't know. But he asked me if I thought that, he goes, is Star Wars sci-fi or fantasy? And I said, oh, well, I think it's sci-fi. And he says, wrong. And I said, really? Why is that? He said, because you have to be able to explain everything with science for it to be a sci-fi. Once you start using mystical forces, it becomes fantasy. I was like, all right. He convinced me right then and there. That was Dimitri's Garage convinced me that Star Wars is a space fantasy.
Nope. Yeah, makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the force. You're like, because you threw the force into it, boop, sorry, it's now fantasy.
There's actually no science in in Star Wars, really. I mean,
yeah.
It's all that's actually that would be fantasy. But Star Trek, though.
Star Trek. Yeah,
Trek
absolutely.
is a little bit different.
I think Star Trek is pure sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're out there battling, I don't know, unknown viruses and stuff on different planets.
Right.
And you got a doctor.
They got a doctor. Well, I mean,
there's no magic. You have a
the whole
doctor.
thing between Scotty being the engineer, when he's talking. Remember, was it the Voyage Home, and they're back in the 80s, and they're trying to forget what they needed to get the whales, so it would have been Star Trek 4. Yeah, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, and Scotty's talking to the mouse on the computer, and he's like, "Hello, computer." Hello, computer.
That's really funny. That's hilarious.
Doctor Who, Lost in Space. Yeah.
Jersey Mike's is the bomb.
I know. I mean, he's an energy being, which is why he's able to change form all the time. I don't necessarily know. I mean, I don't know the lore enough to to discuss Doctor Who.
I don't know my Doctor Who, but the Netflix series of Lost in Space is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's a good one. My kids started watching it. They're only a couple episodes in, but they love it. It's really good.
All right, top 4 bands and songs. Metallica, I think, is on that.
Yeah, so you have Metallica in there. System of a Down was an amazing band back in the day. We'll go with The Offspring. Can never go wrong with them. And then let's see who else. You go with Avenged Sevenfold. I think is another good one. There's so I listen to a lot of different music.
I want to say it was summer of 90. Well, you said your first concert was Metallica. Mine was not, but I did get to see them, and I want to say it was the summer of '93 in Pittsburgh.
Oh wow!
And it was Faith No More, Guns N' Roses, and Metallica.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was an art school. Everything was a good time.
Yeah. All right. No, mine was over at the it was called the Wachovia Center back then. Metallica came into Philly, and it was they were playing with Godsmack, and then we were up in like nosebleeds. I was in, I don't know, 6th grade maybe when I went, and it was awesome. That was like the first time I ever saw like a real concert, and yeah.
What would you say would be the most insane concert you've ever been to or seen?
That's easy. That's The Offspring, right? It was The Offspring at oh man, it was I don't remember the name of it. It was this really small joint in Jersey. Uh what was the name of it? But anyway, I was up front with a friend of mine and we lined up and I was against the rail and I was got to give the singer a high five because it was just The Offspring and it was in this really little place and that's an experience you don't get that anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're always at a stadium or something, so to have that like up close and personal, that was
We had a similar situation or a similar experience in the Strip District of Pittsburgh. We went to several times because I really liked this band back in the day, Lords of Acid.
Lords. Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they were featured in the movie Virtuosity with Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington, where they take all of the genetic code from all the history's worst serial killers and put them all together to make the ultimate serial killer, and then Denzel had to chase him down and track him down. But the song, I forget what the name of the song is.
I gotta watch that movie. That sounds good.
Virtuosity. Yeah, it's a nice like early 90s movie that was I don't know if it holds up, but it was a lot of fun to watch it back then. But yeah, Lords of Acid was bananas. It was pure chaos and debauchery and just it was wild. I've never seen anything like it.
Do you have any bucket list bands left that you want to see? Like,
well, here's the thing is I've gotten older. I definitely am becoming more and more curmudgeon-y. And so like loud, obnoxious things kind of bothers me and groups of people just bother me and
yeah,
everything bothers me now. So I would say that I got to meet Roger Waters backstage at a show in DC, and I think for me, I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. I think this is a good note to go out on.
There you go.
I tried to go and see Dave Matthews Band, and again the whole crowd thing, and everybody's getting just completely high and hammered and bouncing around like a bunch of just Neanderthals, and I was like, yeah,
I had the same experience at my last concert, and after that, I was like, I think I've approached the age where this is no longer fun for me.
Yeah,
and it's time for me to because it was just like you said, it was just craziness, and I'm like, guys, I want to appreciate the music and the environment, and shut the everybody. Just let me enjoy it.
I like when the last show I went to was Rammstein. And for that,
I can imagine.
Amazing show. Yeah. There was a lot of fire. It was great.
Yeah,
was a lot of fire. But
I think you can what's not troll, but you can poll everybody that I've hung out with at like the MTE and SEMA. I think we've all had a good time. So I don't know what you're talking about, Ryan. I think we have a good time. I just don't like loud, obnoxious chaos. That's all.
He just has his curmudgeon moments.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the show. That's the show.
But like when we went, we all went over to Christian's B&B down at MTE. Oh man, we had such a great time. Eddie brought out the cigars, and we had a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I should have gone to one of those. I was so exhausted at the end of the day, though.
Yeah,
it was just like I wanted to go home and just relax for the night, and then just go to the next thing, But Christian he's less than an hour from my house, I think. Right?
That's correct. Yeah, he's in KP.
Russia. Yeah. So, and I know his neighbor. I work with his neighbor at work. So it's
oh, cool. Small world.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I know that, probably hang out with the guys if the time ever came. Be cool.
So can I ask you a question, Steve? Like what's the dynamic of your business if someone out there is not really familiar with like Turbo 6 detailing and like what you do? could you give us like a synopsis really quick? And I'm sorry if you already answered that
No,
in the beginning. I might have
no,
missed it.
yeah. So I'm not a huge business, right?
Yeah.
I have less than 35, 40 clients at the
Yeah.
less than that. Um, so, and most of my clients are just friends of friends or friends and family. Like you don't need to own the entire town to run a business, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Like you can count on friends and family first,
Yeah.
that's kind of what my business is. I run it out of my garage.
And you
We
do
have
it part-time?
Yep, do it part time, just on the
Yeah.
side. Because like I said earlier, we went over at full time. I'm at work.
Right.
Sometimes I get to work from home, but right now, with the stage that one of my projects is in, it's in a build phase, so I have to be there
Yeah.
on site, um, pretty frequently. But once
And
that comes,
how difficult is it to manage like the part-time stuff and the
oh, it's
full-time and then still manage to like enjoy what you do enough to like keep doing it?
it's tough, like even this morning with this car, I was up at 6 in the morning by out in the garage, started my day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, I had to like cut short because we had to go to a birthday party. And then, we had to be back in time because then we had to get the kids to the theater to go hang out with their friends. And yeah,
Yeah.
and then on just the daily basis too, right? If I'm spending, 3 hours a day in the car commuting and I come home, it's really hard to get that energy to detail. So,
Yeah. I can
uh,
imagine.
luckily though, because my clients know me, right? They
Yeah.
know my position. They're usually okay with, dropping off a car for a few days or a week or whatever, and letting
Oh,
me
okay.
take my time, because their cars aren't always just the daily drivers, but usually nights or weekends is when I'm detailing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Tough though. It's not easy.
Yeah, I
Having
can
like a
imagine.
family and work. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's that too. I didn't even mention that was like trying to squeeze in family time as well, because you want to make sure that they feel, like they're getting an adequate amount of Steve time.
Absolutely.
So that's got to
Like
be.
my one son was playing basketball, and I went to all of his basketball games. We're about to go into baseball season. There's
Yeah,
it's a lot of
a lot
sports, a
of
lot
a
of
lot of
school
juggling.
activities. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Um, and then my wife runs her own business from home too, which is
right.
has been taking off lately too, which is
Well, you can feel free to give her a plug right now if you want. I mean, that we got all of
I'll,
7 people watching. So
yeah, I'll type in the
We're
chat if
really
that's
gonna
all right.
yeah, of
blow up
course,
her business.
right?
Yeah.
I will
So
say, speaking of getting more Steve time, Eileen, what you did miss earlier in the show was the fact that we are trying to get as many people as possible down to Myrtle Beach, the 3rd week of June. I think it's June
I heard.
19th. So, for those that might have missed it in the chats, and for you that came in a little bit late, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we're doing a Phoenix connection. Can we all plug our businesses? Sure. Yeah, we're here for a family. I just, send me your information and I'll put it up just like we did for Matthew Lipe at JM's Auto Detailing. So yeah, absolutely. Like, this is the family. This is the Curmudgeons. We're here to support each other, and it doesn't have to just be emotionally and mentally, but sure, if we can help each other out financially. I know that Jamie and Eddie are running a big special on their detail spray for staying strong. I bought
Oh, yeah,
myself a bottle.
I bought
Um,
2 cases.
so did Hawaii Tim.
Nice.
I think Hawaii Tim bought 4 cases, and he's sending them all to the Pay It Forward campaign.
Cool.
So you're gonna have to put your thinking cap on, because you're gonna have to give away 48 bottles.
Carry the
40,
2 divided
carry
by
the
3.
one.
That's way too long, Aaron.
Yeah, 40.
What
Hey,
drink?
man,
What drink number are you on?
this is like number 3. Right? I've been pre-gaming since 2 p.m.
There you
Oh my
go.
god.
Anyway, yeah. So Yeah, so seriously, support a great cause. The Stay Strong detail over at the House of Rags, from the video that I saw, it's like $2 a bottle. Support each other. Like, that's what we're here for. Let's take care of each other mentally, emotionally, and if we have to, financially.
Yeah, I mean, I lean on Becca, because Becca's the one that sends me messages, and she's like, "Hey, this is on sale. Check it out. This is on sale." And that was one of
She's
them that she
bad.
sent me.
She's bad.
Man, let me tell you,
She's bad.
she gets me on Instagram, she gets me on Facebook, she gets me through text message, and she sends it out to me. Yeah,
shoot, look at that.
When she sent me that Stay Strong, I looked at it and I was like, "Oh,
Apparently sold out. Congratulations, fellas.
awesome."
Nah, she got me.
I'm getting my
Shine Mate Polisher. That's what they went on sale randomly, and she was the first. I had posted a video. I don't remember which one it was, but she spotted that I didn't have a hose reel for my garden hose, and she's like, "Steve, Gorilla hose, Gorilla reel, go on." And I was like, "What? How did you even?"
He's
realize?
like, "Get with it, Steve. Let's go. Come on."
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm getting my 2 cases on Wednesday, so that's awesome.
Nice.
It's good stuff. You've used it before, Steve?
No, I never used it.
It's good stuff. It's great.
I totally missed out on the whole $2.
When they first announced its premiere, I bought a bottle because I wanted to support the cause. You know, so I paid full price, not this $2 stuff like you. Just saying.
I've bought quite a few bottles in the past at full price.
Oh, sorry.
So simmer down over there.
Nah,
I'm feeling a little randy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. You're a little spicy over there.
Yeah, big shout out to Eddie and Jamie. Lydia is always in our prayers, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anyway, back on track. Speaking also of Star Wars and your boy, I saw that you know, one of your posts on Facebook was your introduction with Chase to Star Wars.
My introduction with Chase to
Star I guess
Wars.
You had a picture.
Oh, yes, yeah. Man, when was that? I don't remember when it was. I think it was last year at some point, and it was just like never. Eddie.
That's it. Thank you, Eddie, because that's where I'm at now. But
stop
no,
it!
that was
you don't live under a rock.
That was such a good father and son kind of moment where, like, I saw him get sucked into the whole like Star Wars universe, and we were watching them. Like, we might have, I think we did them, you know, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then
as it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
The only thing that I did differently was Jacob loved the Clone Wars, the cartoons, and so he binged as much as he possibly could of the Clone Wars, and then I introduced him to the cinema. And I remember he was like 6, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and when Anakin slaughtered all the children and everything,
yeah,
I remember he was in full tears. He was like, "Why would he do that, Dad? Why would he do that?" And I was just like,
that. You know, that was a big thing last year, though. On May the 4th, we got to meet Anakin with the boys over in Philly.
Wow,
that was the same day as Adam Savage.
Oh, really? That's fantastic. How come we didn't get pictures of that? I would have written that down.
Yeah, because I don't know if it made it to Facebook or not or whatever, but it's on our wall framed. You know. Yeah. That was a pretty interesting day. Waited in line for hours, man.
I'm sure
with the boys, but it was May the 4th. Like, you had to do it.
You had to do it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a wonderful experience to be able to bring that. You know, like you bring your boy into. What like? I mean, that was the very first movie that I ever watched. My dad took my great grandmother and I to the drive-in to watch it. That was my first movie ever at the drive-in. Was Episode 4. And I mean, it set me on a lifelong love affair with Star Wars and everything Star Wars. So to have, Jacob follow in those same footsteps is fantastic. And we, to this day, he's 20 now, and we still send each other anything that comes up on Instagram.
Oh, that's awesome.
The behind the scenes stuff, and I mean, I don't give a whole lot of merit to 7, 8, and 9 because I think it's absolute garbage, and they should have kept to the original storyline was the Dark Empire, which was absolutely fantastic with Mara Jade and all that stuff. And then for them to do what they did with 7, 8, 9, I wanted to know everything and anything Star Wars was just dead to me. But Andor did a good job, and the Mandalorian for the most part was pretty good.
Believe it or not, I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I have to watch it.
Yeah, the first season is solid. The second season's okay, and then Eileen is dying. You want to talk? You want to do something else, Eileen? Let's just do something else.
Eileen, I got my foam cannons like ready to go because I didn't know if we were going to talk about foam cannons or
why don't we start with
or whatever?
Wait. It's an hour. We have to give something away. What?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first, can I just ask this question because Conway asked it?
Yeah.
Steve, what is your favorite vehicle, or do you own a vehicle that's special to you, or maybe do you want a vehicle?
Yeah, we can get into this. This is there's a couple. So somebody had asked what kind of motorcycle I have. I saw it. I forget who it was. I saw it go in the chat, and I have a KTM Super Duke 1290, which is a fantastic motorcycle. It's a V twin with like 170 horsepower. It's a lot of fun to ride. And that was like a dream bike for me for a while.
Yeah.
And stars aligned, and got to get one. But if I had to like choose one, Ferrari F40 is like that's one of my I think one of the coolest cars because it just oh my god, it encapsulates like kind of like your old school tech. It's raw, it's nasty, it's loud, it's not easy to handle. Like, yeah, it's a cool car. It's a cool car. Man, but as a kid growing up in the 90s, a Dodge Viper. Like if I could get a blue one with white stripes, was the GTS, I think, the hardtop.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I would love one.
That was like a big deal growing up, at least for me. I know. I mean, we're probably the same age, but yeah, Viper was like that, or a Supra.
Oh,
for me, those two are like,
yeah.
My aunt had one. She lives in Jersey. My aunt had a Supra. Man, that car was so nice. She took it to the movie theater. When she came out, the car was gone.
So
someone stole it.
I still had my Buick when Fast and the Furious came out, and they had the Buick Grand National in the beginning. I think it was like was it a car scene in like Dominican Republic or something?
Yeah, right.
And I was so scared. Like I drove my Buick to the theater, and I was like, all right, this could be awesome. And then they had it, featured in the movie.
And then you're like, oh my god.
No. And then now like you have the Super Bowl show. That was another Buick, just like the one that I had.
That's a nice car.
Oh, it was so much fun.
It's really nice car.
Mine had I put a bigger turbo on it. It had alcohol injection, all the things to support alcohol injection and more boost. It was so easy to drive too. It was really comfortable. It was a Buick Regal, under the body, so super easy to drive and road trip in, and it got decent gas mileage for what it was. So it was a great car. Yeah, J Farm G bodies. That's where it's at.
Very cool. All right, let's do this giveaway, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You want me to ask a question, or you got
Sure, why not?
Okay. Let's talk about what were the 5 words that Steve said he would use to describe the rest of his life. And what are we giving away?
Same thing we always give away, like a gift card, of some amount.
Oh, there it is. First one that came up on my screen.
What, John Weber?
Yeah. Have fun, don't worry.
Right.
Have fun, don't worry.
Comment Chivon. You know he's counting on Franco
Hey.
to throw in those
Right?
curveballs.
For sure. All right.
If that's what it takes.
John
Yeah.
Weber is a winner of a gift card. I think $15 is in order. We'll do 15, and then like 25.
Sounds good.
And then make sure you, John, make sure you send me your email address to Aaron
Jordan.
at Phoenix. What did he write? I didn't want to win and have Aaron whine again. Yeah. All right. You know what? Maybe it's not
Here we
about
go. Here
me
we go,
whining. Maybe it's because I want other people in the community to win, you selfish bastards. Whatever.
Where's Ghost? Is Ghost here?
Thought he was in here
He was in the
earlier.
very, 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 very beginning.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, but I haven't seen him pipe in
Yeah,
in a
that's
while. But yeah, Carson is just he's awesome.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long while. In a long time. A long time.
Oh, he said.
Yo, he said he had to go tonight. There you go. Yeah, Kim and I gave ours to Franco. Yep. You guys are awesome. So that's I have lightened up a lot on the extra winners because they have a tendency to. Rocky's yelling, hi. Hello, Rocky. Rocky is our youngest viewer. He is less than 2. And he is watching the show, Curmudgeons Corner 50, with his dad, Ryan Hansen, who is the chairman of the Pay It Forward campaign. So big shout out to Rocky.
All right.
He's saying hello to us, and we're saying hello right back at you, buddy.
For sure.
He's oh, look at this. This is great. He's drinking from a Phoenix mug.
Oh, look at that.
Cute.
That's awesome.
He is the best. Ryan is such an awesome friend, and I feel even though I've never met Rocky or his little sister, I feel like I'm Uncle Bubba.
So, Steve, you threw up some foam cannons in there. What's your favorite foam cannon? What do you like to use, and why?
Right now I'm using the Active because that's just the last one that I bought.
Yeah.
But really, the MJJC, the Active, anything with a wide mouth on it that holds together, right?
Yeah.
Works fine. Anything that doesn't fall apart while you're using it works fine. Anything.
Yeah, I have the MTM, and that thing is just kicking. It does not break. I've tried, and it does not break at all. It just keeps going.
Do you have the wide mouth one or the
yeah, I have the newer one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the wide mouth.
Yeah, it's funny. Like foam cannons, people are starting to discover that they all draw from the bottle at a different rate.
Yeah.
So if you want, the ones with more foam tend to have a bigger bottle because they draw more soap out of there. That's why they foam more. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what foam cannon you have. They all use the same. If you want to get the same amount of foam, you have to use the same amount of soap. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Like when you're done detailing, you'll find that you'll have used the same amount of soap to get the foam that you want. So
have you used the new one from Josh V?
The quiver?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
From what I understand, is it an MJJC?
It
Pro
looks
V2?
like it. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Which is
because I have one and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing about it is the price point. I mean,
for sure.
The fact that we're getting up into like $110 price point. Why?
Insane.
Why? It doesn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And you know, and I didn't understand all the hype around the new Pro V3 from MJJC. It breaks. And it doesn't really provide anything else.
Anything new.
Yeah. So why was it so expensive? Why did people want it? And then people were selling it at a discount for like $80. But I was like, but it still breaks. Why do you want to spend money, on something that is?
I think the only cool thing about it is the fact that I think Franco has a video where he screws it onto like a different bottle, which is pretty cool. You don't have to use the one that it comes with, but I feel like then now we shouldn't have to pay like $100 and something for
No.
something that we can screw onto a different bottle.
Yeah, I know a couple guys they're really big into the auto meter tips, right? That you
Yeah.
just screw the soap bottle right on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so this is the modified MTM that I have, where I drilled out the little port in here,
Yeah.
and just literally just to prove a theory, and it worked, right? It draws more soap and makes more foam.
Right.
That's like the only difference between these two is the fact that
Is that
this has a bigger hole down here to let
Yeah.
more soap in. It
So
foams
you
more.
just
Like, that's
change that on the other one, and you've got basically the same thing.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Buy a Griot's Boss hot swap bottles. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
there's that.
but
Have you tried that one?
no, I'm so a lot of my, before I got into like detailing as a business, I was buying this
Yeah.
stuff, just personal money and all that stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I really got to start getting into a business here because it's getting expensive. But I
Oh, yeah.
enjoyed it, right? But the way that I run my business is that everything that I have was supported by, customers and clients and business money, right? So I wasn't putting a ton of my own personal money into things. So
Right.
that created a bit of discipline, right? So I don't buy a lot of stuff, because when I buy detailing stuff, it's with, my detailing money and what I've earned from detailing. I try not to put in my personal money into that.
That makes
So
sense. Yeah, because
yeah,
sometimes
so
it's not really worth it, especially nowadays
no,
where products are all kind of the same. So it's like, really, is it worth going out there to buy the same product, just that, kind of does the same thing with a different label?
yeah, I mean, I'd be, if I didn't have that discipline, I'd be like anybody else with just racks full of chemicals,
Right.
like, and wondering what the hell I'm going to do with all of them,
Yeah.
So no, that's why I have to keep it simple, because that's what my business can afford. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it helps though, because then, I'm looking at products in a way that, is this going to last me? Is this going to be a one-time purchase that, buy once, cry once type of thing? Or am I just buying cheap stuff to be cheap? Or do I need to be cheap when I don't need it? There's a whole bunch, but yeah, it's just a lot of financial balancing, right? And that's how you learn, right? And that's what I wanted to do. Like, could I have bought a really nice, active, or maybe not a Krensler, but what's the other one? AR Blue, right? When I started, yeah. But no, I started with a Ryobi, like the cheapest Ryobi you could buy. That's what I started detailing with, and I wanted to learn on the the crappy stuff first, right? Because that's how you get, that's how you.
Josh V just dropped the video.
Yeah.
Ryobi holds its own for the
That
when you're just starting out.
So that new Ryobi is, in my, depending on how you look at it, is the most powerful pressure washer that Ryobi sells that's electric. It puts
The new
more
one or the 1800? The
the
previous version.
new no, the new one, the auto.
Okay.
So I did a little calculation that it calculates how much force of water against your panel, kind of thing, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
your water comes out of the nozzle and it hits your panel. Or if you put a scale under there, right, there's a force, tangible force, right?
Right.
And you can calculate that. It's all predictable. And yeah, that little Ryobi puts out more force than I think it's their 3000 psi, 1.1
Really?
GPM. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, it's so funny. Cleaning units is like not accurate at all. That's more,
Yeah.
cleaning units is more of a representation of like what kind of electricity you'll use. But when you want to look at how much something cleans, like, look at how hard it's hitting the panel. That's
Right.
what counts. So there's a calculation for it. There's an equation, and it was, what I found was that it's not linear. So you can double your pressure, but that's not going to double the force against the panel. If you double your flow, it doubles the force against the panel. So that's why flow rate is always so important, you know, when you're looking at pressure washers. Pressure sells, right? Pressure sells, right? Everybody wants a high pressure, like even outside of detailing, everybody wants the highest PSI pressure washer, but flow rate performs. Flow rate is what does a lot of the work, you know, with pressure washers. So yeah, if you can get the higher flow rate one, that's the way to go.
It's a good tip.
Yeah.
Guess what, kids?
What?
It is approaching the hour-and-a-half mark,
God.
and our good friend Rick Smith has just donated a QUIVR for the giveaway at 9:30. Quiver, like a license plate. Quiver. A quiver in your it says, I want to do a giveaway, a new quiver foam cannon in your honor from Phoenix. Boop, boop, boop.
There you go.
All right.
Nice.
So there we go. We got one quiver coming up in 5 minutes. Also, I want you all to know that I have not forgotten about this stupid polisher that I have to give away. I know that I think Ghost got 6 entries. I think Detail Grandma got 1, and Enthusiast got 1. As far as members are concerned, or new sign-ons is concerned. But I can't find that paperwork, and I don't want to exclude somebody that, you know, even though chances, I mean, you know, statistically speaking, Ghost is most likely going to win. I don't want to exclude anybody that might have a chance. So I know, like I said, Detail Grandma, Enthusiast, and Ghost all have a chance to win this polisher. I promise I will have this thing found by episode 51. I mean, I've gone through everything. I have turned this basement upside down looking for the piece of paper that I wrote it on. I'll get there. Anyway. Take a deep breath, Eileen. Come on. It's not that I'm not that painful to work with. All right. I'm just saying
it has nothing to do with the painful part. It has everything to do with the fact that we're still talking about this polisher. It is March 8th, and we were supposed to give this away during the Pay It Forward.
No, we were going to give it away in January because they had all the way up until the end of the Pay It Forward to get people to come on board.
I think you should postpone it.
Yeah, I think let's just push it to the next Pay It Forward.
Sounds like you guys haven't gotten this down yet. I think you gotta push it out.
Okay. All right. You
He's out. All right, it's the Steve and Eileen show. J Farm
just
had a good
the pain
question.
part.
Yeah. It's a piece of paper that has you as Darth Vader doodles on it. Yeah, I know. I'm looking for it.
It really is.
Rick,
it's
I'm
like
looking
stick
for it.
figures, and it's like he drew like you, Franco, and he drew like Ghost, and he wrote like
look at
little,
what I have to work with.
Thought bubbles on it.
You know, you kids today might use like, you know, typed or speak to text, but I still use paper and pens. So I'll find it. It's in this stack somewhere. I've been through it. I might be wrote on the back of it. I don't know. Anyway, I'll find it. It's somebody still won. All right. It's free stuff. So pound it.
I think we know that Ghost won, but we'll let you figure it out.
Wow. Rick, are you sure? Rick, I'm gonna hold on. Rick is getting
he's getting feisty over there.
Well, he's being way more generous than he should be.
Oh. What is he trying to do now?
I want to make
where's
sure.
Where's the Rolodex? Yeah, where is it? You have it over there
Rolodex?
somewhere?
Yeah. I have one somewhere. I bet you I do.
I'm not surprised.
I bet you I do. You never ask me that question. What's the one thing that you should throw away that you haven't? Because
it's the Rolodex.
I hold on to everything. as a military kid moving every 2 years, like everything has a memory attached to it. Like, and instead of having roots of like friends and growing up on a street and so on and so forth, I don't have any of that stuff. I have stuff.
Well, just know that if you ever give Aaron a business card, he's stapling it to his Rolodex,
Yeah,
and you've
100%.
been added to it.
Yeah. You dang kids. Anyway, all right. So Rick says that he wants to give away the quiver, and he also wants to do a $50 gift card for the 50th show. And I
Okay.
said, "Are you sure about that?" And he said, "Yes, do it." So we also now have a $50 gift card to give away in the name of
Adam's in the
Phoenix's
house.
50th birthday or 50th podcast. That's a hoarder, Aaron. LOL. No, it's not a hoarder. Okay, it's not a hoarder. Hoarder would be holding on to trash. I don't hold on to trash. I don't hold on to old
Well, who
newspapers.
defines that as trash?
Here,
Who
listen.
would define
This game,
what is?
Dungeons of Moria. This game came out in 1983. I have it. It's the original instructions to the. It's the original instructions to the,
Yeah, Kim,
the
don't let him
Dungeons
go
of
to the
Moria.
basement.
I was living in Irvine, California when this game came out, and I played it over at my best friend Kyle's house every single gosh darn day. All right, so it's a memory. It's not hoarding, and you can still find it somewhere on the internet and play it. And it has absolutely zero graphics. It's all done with caricatures.
Do you play it?
Yeah, of course I do. I got a
You still play it?
level 36 half troll because it regenerates health when you get hit by stuff. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I still play it. So
Well, I mean,
a
this is
manual from it. Yeah, see exactly.
I'm not
Hey,
judging you.
see, it feels like Ryan Hansen. It feels. Oh, there you go. Aaron is a collector of fan antiquities. Thank you, Ryan Hansen. Got my back. I've played that game. It's awesome, right? It uses your characters of the keyboard. So like the walls are the ampersand, and you run into I'm trying to think of, you run into like an orc in the tunnel. A little O shows up, and you have to use your directional your numbers to move around the board. And it's a dungeon that you basically it basically appears as you explore it. It's pretty wild. So anyway,
Squirrel.
Aaron is Sanford and Son. You spelled my name wrong. It's Aaron. Anyway.
All right. Well, it's 6:30. Whoa, it's 6:32.
All right. So we got two things to give away.
Are we to give them away together or separate?
No, separate. Come on. We got to give at least somebody a chance to win. That's not the usual suspects.
That's not Keith or Wes. Okay. So let's do it. What do you want to ask? Maybe something you discussed earlier today?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
What you got?
We could do that. How many contestants were playing Mario Kart that Steve beat?
Oh, Ghost is in the house.
Oh, Ghost came in right. He probably knows the answer.
He knows the answer.
He was like, what?
Nope, 8 is not the correct answer. 24. Is that? I don't think that was what you said. I wrote down a different number than 24. Yeah, I wrote down a different.
I see it.
You do see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. AMI got it. Bump,
Yeah.
bump.
Good job,
All right.
buddy.
So, AMI, would you rather have the quiver or the $50 gift card? Yeah, that's what I wrote down anyway. Everything could be a trivia question in this show. Haha. Oh, you know what? I got a little soundboard now for
No kidding.
the show. So that when
we're really stepping
gift
it
card,
up here.
gift card, please. All right. So let me find my paper.
AMI, please email Aaron at phoenixeod.com for your gift card.
$50 gift card.
That guy.
Thank you, Rick. That was awesome.
Jason is like, he foams so much. It's amazing. If you ever see his videos.
Yeah.
So much foam. Yeah. Yeah, he's got it down.
He's got it down.
Yeah, he's got it down.
Does he have a tutorial of how to get more foam with your
He's referenced it a couple times.
Yeah.
But he's got a dual Ryobi setup that pushes out a lot of flow. It's really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have to get that Ryobi then if you say that it's a good one. Because I'm working off of a Portland from Harbor Freight, and it's got me over the last couple of years.
The only thing that scares me about the new Ryobi is that it's so cheap, right?
Yeah.
It's 100 what 150, 170.
I think it's at $150. Yeah.
150. So for 150, you're getting the hose, the washer, a bunch of accessories, right? How did they make it so cheap? And so that's where I'm like, maybe there's cheap parts in there.
Something else. Yeah.
You know, the only way they can get it down is if they reuse parts. If they didn't reuse parts, I'm not sure how they're getting it so cheap.
So cheap.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it would be worth it to like open it up and upgrade some of the parts if you can. I mean, if you're handy enough to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I've always wanted to do, was modify my Ryobi and see if I can get it to flow more or not. But
yeah,
don't have the time. Don't have the time for it.
That's definitely gonna take some time. All right, so we still have the quiver, right?
We still have the quiver. Yep. So I guess, do you want to do the question, or do you want me to give the question?
I will do the question, but just give me 2 minutes.
Thanks, Rick.
I want to look something up really quick.
All right. Rick Smith, you are the man. I get to talk to that cat all the time. He's a truck driver, and so he usually has lots of hours to fill, and he does so by calling me. And I'm working in the warehouse, and I have my earpiece in, and we'll just talk and talk and talk all day long. That's right.
All right.
He says I'm the one with the accent. I don't have an accent.
Rick's got a great accent.
He's got a fantastic accent.
Yeah. Super awesome. Steve put out a video of creating thicker foam. What was the foam cannon he used in that video?
Chris M., you missed everything.
Oh, Adama got it, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Adama got it.
Highlight it. I can't get to it. It's too fast. So much conversation.
It's another great guy.
Is it Adamo or is it Adamo?
Adamo.
I say Adamo, but never asked.
I only know because that's what Ghost said when he was on our show. He called him Adamo, so I'm assuming that's how you say it.
As a superhero fan, I would call him Adamo.
There you
Adamo.
go.
I would call him Adamo. As like maybe he can change elemental stuff. But
nice. Sorry. See, Steven.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna try.
Nice. Enjoy that quiver, Adamo. That's gonna awesome.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
hot demo.
Oh, demo.
Oh, hot demo.
Hit my toe on the corner again. Ah, demo.
Demo.
All right. Sweet. Curmudgeon Corner Fitty.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Rick Smith. You are an excellent fellow and a fantastic friend.
For sure. That was super sweet of him.
Just send me the info and I will order it from Thor. Roger that. Is he in the are you in the by the way, is Adamo, are you in the lower 48?
No, he's a Canadian brethren, I believe.
Is he really?
I believe.
Wow. You're screwed, Rick.
Rick, if you order it, use So Clean 10, thanks. Eddie, I want to donate a giveaway.
Rick, if you order it, use No Direction Detail 10.
That's too long. Rick, don't even bother. It's too long of a code. Nobody wants to use that code.
I have a U.S. address that you can mail it to. Sweet.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Sweet. If I remember this gentleman correctly, he does live like right on the border, and he has a friend just on the U.S. side. If I remember, what a plug. What a plug. No direction detail
Jamie.
10. I know, right? Yes.
No,
for
he's talking
sure.
about my plug. He's not talking about your plug.
No. I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to watch No Direction Detail? We have fun.
We want to watch it. We don't want
We're
to use that code.
drinking beer and eating burgers. And this week coming up, we're doing hot wings. And apparently Brian can't do hot wings at all.
That's fantastic.
Those are called smugglers, Aaron.
Hair plugs?
Yeah, why not?
I learned so much from Brian's channel. So much.
Oh my God.
He's been my Yoda since I started in the business.
Yeah.
I met him in 2015. And I mean, I've just been sitting at the master's feet for that whole time. Oh. All right. We got one more. All right, Tim, we'll save that for in 20 minutes for the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah, that's
at that point, Eileen will officially log off, and then we'll go back to talking comics.
Well, would you like me to do my detailing questions?
Of course. I would love for you to do your detailing questions.
Okay, cool. All right. Steve, what is a tool that you bought that you feel now you could have waited or never purchased at all?
Foam sprayer. Like the IK foamer. Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't know what happened to half of our questions, I think.
Although I'm kind of going back to using it a little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit.
What made you stop using it?
I used it starting with the brake buster, right? That's what got me into it. And then I just it was inconvenient. I had the Foam Pro 2 or whatever. The one, it's a hand pump and it's got the Schrader valve on there.
Yeah.
And it was just really inconvenient to use. But, when looking back at it now, if you use the same amount of chemical in that versus like a foam cannon, you get a much higher concentration out of the IK.
The foam cannon. Oh, the IK.
Yeah, yeah, much higher concentration for the same amount of chemical. So, looking at getting a bigger one, but yeah, that was one that I bought it originally thinking I needed it, and it just sat on the back of the shelf for a long time.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of getting the big one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I want to spend $100 on that. And I mean, I know I'll use it, but it's just it's hard to. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, for sure. And and they just came out with their new one that's I guess battery powered or something. It's got the pump integrated, but even that one, I don't know, can the battery be swapped to another pump? If that one goes bad, can I don't know what the replacement looks like yet on it. But
all right.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you have found while detailing a vehicle?
Weirdest thing? I'm
assuming you do friends and families, so they probably look through their car before they drop it off.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't come across anything weird. It's just normal trash. No needles or anything like that. It's just literally just candy wrappers. Because if you do a minivan, the minivan is probably where I came across the weirdest thing, but it's really not that weird. Just candy, just soaked into the carpet. Who would do that? Well, little kids would. So it's really not that weird. But even I haven't come across any rodent's nest out of some of the older cars that I've done.
The engine bays.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll find stuff in there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, nothing weird. Just typical
trash.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
My clients are good too. I don't take on.
Yeah.
See, I don't take on disaster details at all. I'm not equipped for it.
Right. Well, that's
good. Yeah.
All right. Have you ever had a customer express unrealistic expectations of a detail?
Yeah. One time, it was for road paint removal. And I really, looking back at it, I shouldn't have taken it at all. But she needed help. It was a older woman, didn't know where to go, and I was like, all right, well, I'll do what I can. I don't want to spend all of your money, so let's work something out here. We'll call it, we'll do $100 of work.
What the hell?
I like it.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll do $100 of work, and then we'll go from there, right? Let's see what I can kick out in an hour or two, right? And man, it was a nightmare. If she would have stuck with me, she would have, and I told her too, like I was like, I'm not going to be able to get all this out. And she came back and she's like, why isn't it all out? I'm like, I told you it wasn't, it was not going to come out. So, yeah, that was just one of those lessons that I learned,
Right.
don't take on anything you can't do. That, it's one thing to take on a challenge, but when you take on something that is totally new and you can't do it, just, man, painting the fender wells, like carpeted fender wells, was just,
Yeah.
oh my God, gnarly.
Oh.
Yeah.
What you got going on over there, Aaron?
Huh. I don't know what I hit, but it made all of us come up, and of course Jamie has to bust my nuts. I would expect no less from this crowd.
Of course.
I'm like, yeah,
All right.
I know. It freaked me out too. I know. I didn't want to do that. It was a mistake.
It's great if you have 2 people, not so much if you have 3 people.
Yeah. Juice has a good comment.
Nobody needs to see this at all anyway.
He said that he finds most people are embarrassed by their car and overly compensate on how grateful they are because of it. It's amazing. The people who are embarrassed by their car are usually the ones that keep it the cleanest.
Yeah.
It's so,
for sure. It really is.
All right. What are the famous last words? Oh, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
You're like, what?
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's pretty bad.
All right. What's one thing that you have in your arsenal that if it was missing on your next detail, you'd struggle or kick yourself for not having?
I mean the what's the rag company air blaster that? What's
for the liquid?
The Tornador?
Yeah,
no. The one with the one with the liquid or the one without it?
I have both.
Yeah.
The one with the liquid I don't use. I used it with
the
liquid
air blaster?
a few times, but yeah. I used it with liquid a few times and it was just misting everywhere. So
yeah.
And I just put water with like the smallest drop of rinseless, which really, hindsight, didn't do much. Yeah. But that thing is so good. It's so good on just getting stuff out of carpet and seats. I use it all the time. If I didn't have it, I'd be working a lot harder.
Me too.
I think Eddie's bouncing. So hey, good to see you, sir. King of the
North.
North.
Eddie.
We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Eddie. All right. What is a skill that you've learned that has proven to be the most beneficial for you as a detailer or business?
The skill that I've learned. I think it kind of just goes back to discipline, like financial discipline. That's such a huge thing. And also, pricing. That I was afraid in the beginning, especially, to ask for more and raise my prices. In the beginning, I was way too cheap. So, standing by your price, standing by your word, that's probably a skill that I learned. It's tough to be confident on something like that. So
it really is. It's a skill you have to work at to acquire.
Yeah.
Keeve is here. He tag team Eddie.
Keeve.
There you go. I was waiting for him.
Dude, he is a surgeon. He is like, you should see him in real life. He's got a scalpel and he knows how to use it.
Yeah, when we were sitting around getting coffee, he made some comments that were just so funny and they come across.
And he does it straight face and just like
like a sniper,
monotone.
Yeah, Keeve is great.
Yeah.
Right,
we're gonna see Keeve. I've been telling everybody that you're coming to South Carolina in June, so you have to. theoretically, I could drive to Atlanta from South Carolina, but I don't want to.
If I go to South Carolina, I'm raiding Keith's storage.
Well, he lives in Atlanta.
I know, I'm gonna go that way just to raid his storage.
Oh, I see. All right, that's a hell of a drive for you.
Yeah, for sure. But it's worth it.
Definitely. Well, he's donating a crazy ton of
Right.
power washers to the Pay It Forward this year.
Yeah,
I
that's
heard he
awesome.
did.
2025
one.
Pay It Forward is going to be even bigger than 2024, and I didn't think it was possible.
Bigger in terms of shipping costs too, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
those
we
pressure
haven't made that deal yet, but I'm hoping that we, I mean, Extra Mile donated to shipping, and Papa Smurf donated to shipping, and Kiev donated to shipping. So hopefully they help with that this year as well, or other, the community helps with it.
The community does, yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to rest on one person's shoulders.
The same people's, yeah.
So, but it's just unbelievably generous, and the fact that it's only March and we've got 4 cases of the detail spray coming in, and the donation of the 10 power washers. This community is phenomenal. I mean, that really just people come together, and it's really, really, really just what makes it all worth it. I don't really understand other companies that are way bigger that aren't doing something for the community.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't. There's one company. I think they used to be West Coast. I think they're now in Denver. But I heard something like they had like $28 million just lying around as a slush fund, and like think about how much good they could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am much bigger of a proponent for charity than I am for taxation.
Yeah.
If we as a society were just more charitable with each other, towards each other, we could do so much good.
Can you throw up the address for Pay It Forward? Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because Conway said he would like to get some information on how to donate. He's got some brand new stuff.
Oh, well, information on how to donate, just go to the website, the Phoenix EOD website, www.phoenixeod.com, and there's a whole Pay It Forward, 2 pages of Pay It Forward information. But stuff to send, Phoenix Rise from the Ashes Pay It Forward campaign, send donations to Phoenix EOD. 404 Bloomfield Drive, Suite 1, West Berlin, New Jersey, 08091. And just make sure that you, like attention, Pay It Forward campaign, or attention, PIF, just some sort of indicator that this is what it's for. So I know where to, we have a storage area specifically for the Pay It Forward campaign. And I'm going to make sure that it gets put where it's supposed to be. Ryan, that's not accurate. We are not a charity. We're not set up as a charity, so it's not a tax write-off. Theoretically, it's by the letter of the law, it's considered a marketing campaign, and I want to be really, really clear about that. It is 100% coming from your heart to their hands, and it has, and it's only because you want to do it, not for any other reason other than we're coming together. And I promise you that every single thing, item, gift card, whatever it is that gets sent to the Pay It Forward campaign, Eileen gets the list of everything that gets donated, and then she helps put it where it needs to go. Divvy it up. Yeah, for sure. Again, the way that it works is we have a panel of judges, and they review all the entries, and then we put them in order of like who could use what and how, and then it magically shows up from the generosity of Keeve and Matt Ayers and Papa Smurf. So there you go. Sorry.
All right, three more questions.
Okay, cool.
That's okay. That was worthy of a derailment. As a small business, Steve, what has been the biggest challenge you have faced? What would be your best or favorite accomplishments to date?
The biggest challenge that I face is time management. That is 100% the biggest challenge. Just, balancing between family and a full-time job. My biggest accomplishment would be, really, really just maybe that first successful job, right? Where you detail somebody's car and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. It looks brand new.
Yeah.
That is like when a client picks up their car and it's changed colors for, has a deeper color, doesn't have the scratches it had before, it's cleaner on the and they're just floored because they didn't know that car was there. That's
Yeah.
like whenever you get a good customer reaction, that it's like the first time every single time. It's one of my favorite moments.
It's a great feeling.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. What social media platform have you had the most success with, I guess, in terms of like business?
I
I
have
know
a
you
good
said friends and family, but
I have a good tip for this one for anybody getting started. It's not as prominent anymore, but Facebook and Nextdoor were the two. And what I would do is, those spam posts, like, it's somebody who's like steam cleaning a car and they're just like a fake person and they say that they can do
Yeah.
anything cheap, right?
right.
Well, those posts in the comments were people looking for detailing.
Yeah.
Maybe half of them were spam comments,
Right.
right? But then the other half were like active customers looking for somebody to detail their car, right? So
Mhm.
anybody who would post their car model or whatever, I would send them a message saying, "Hey, this just so you know, I'm a local detailer. This guy's a scam. Here's the proof that he's a scam," because you could find their picture at like 40 different websites online.
Mhm.
And then here's a few reputable detailers in the area, including myself, right? You put yourself in that list. But it's like those you can't get a hotter like lead than somebody actively
Right.
saying they're looking for somebody to detail their car.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a cool
yeah.
tip.
Yeah, that's where I got a lot of my first customers, aside from
Your friends and family.
friends and family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Always learning something on the corner.
Look at that. Yeah. You gotta watch out for it. If somebody's sitting there saying they want their car detailed, you respond to them. You gotta get
Yeah,
in there,
for
put your
sure.
foot in. Yeah, but you gotta be cool about it too. Don't
Don't be
like
pushy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, last question. How would you classify success? What does that look like for you? Everyone has their own definition. What is yours?
For me, I would classify success as being able to work for myself. That would be the going, and whether it's in detailing or even outside of detailing, uh, being able to have my own freedom, my own rules, essentially, right? And not having to rely on like a corporate job, to provide, because corporate it's tough. It's really not an easy world, and being able to work for yourself is something that I look up to. My father-in-law, he came over from Vietnam with nothing, and was able to start his own business, became very successful, and that's a huge it's a very risky thing, but very respectable too. And I hope that someday I can emulate that.
When I was living in California, and this would have been mid to late 80s, I was really good friends with a Vietnamese family down the street, and Yao was the son that I was friends with, and Thu Hung was the daughter that I was friends with. And the fascinating story of how they were escaping Vietnam to come to America, and that their father was killed shot holding off the soldiers as they escaped on a boat.
It's wild.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
So your father-in-law has my utmost respect.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah. No. Some of the stories I've heard just from that side of the family is they're pretty wild. And really anybody, like my mom's side she's an immigrant as well, and they're all from the Dominican Republic, and just like people don't understand the leap of faith you have to take to travel to another country and start your life there. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So yeah, immense respect for anybody who does that.
Yeah. And the strength of the family to carry on afterwards is just
For sure.
It's a next level of that I think that a lot of us take for granted. So
yeah, I couldn't imagine. Not yet, Keith. I did not go off on a technical tangent yet. If you want me to, I can.
Yeah, feel free at any time for sure.
Yeah. Actually, J Farm, I don't know if he's still here, but he asked a good question about if I had to explain PIR.
Yeah, I started that earlier, but I don't know.
That's like if I was explaining it to or how to find it if I was explaining it to a 5-year-old. And really, I'll get the props out. Right. So you have two flows. You have your pressure washer injecting water, and you have a flow from here, right, from your bottle. So they're coming in at two different rates. This one's going really fast. This one's coming up a lot slower. So your PIR is you figuring out what that mixing rate is happening. What mixing rate is happening right here in the chamber. So once you figure out that mixing rate, you can figure out your PIR and how that, because your PIR is just what comes out the nozzle. That's your concentration at the nozzle. So yeah, all you're doing is you're finding what rate you're drawing up soap compared to how fast you're pulling in water.
Yeah, and what's a PIR?
Panel impact ratio. That is and all that is chemical concentration. When someone says 2% PIR, that means 2% of everything coming out of the cannon is chemical. The rest is water. So that's all that means. If you have 2% PIR coming out of a spray bottle, that means you used exactly 2% in your spray bottle because there is no mixing, right? You just a trigger sprayer. There's no mixing. So your PIR is the same as your chemical concentration out of a spray bottle. Yeah, that's one. Anybody else? I want to talk about, I don't know.
They're all just taking shots.
They're
just taking shots at the old curmudgeon. That's all. I'm used to it. I can take it. I'm tough like that.
Ron's got it. Yep. Just puts soap in the foam cannon.
I just turn the little knob until it gets to the consistency that I like. I don't know what that means. It just too many bubbles, not enough bubbles. Too many bubbles, not enough bubbles.
trying to think of a hot take. Oh, I've got a hot take. I got one. It's when you go to scrub the car with your wash mitt, everybody says to do lines. I do circles.
Oh, Miyagi style.
Because
Bro said orifice.
Hey, tested the quiver with the 1.25 orifice, 10.4 to 1, switch to the 1.1, 10.1 to 1. So does that mean you are pulling? Yeah, that means you're pulling more chemical out of the 1.1, which makes sense. So back to props.
Thank you, enthusiast. Exactly.
So
glug.
The 1.1, what that does is you got to remember your pressure washer is always trying to deliver the same flow rate. That's kind of its job. Kind of does that. But with the 1.1, you're going to get more foam because to siphon out of the tube, you need velocity, which is different than pressure and flow. Velocity is how fast it's going through here. So the smaller you make the nozzle, the faster it goes and the more it'll draw up. It's called the the name is escaping me right now. The siphoning effect. What is it, Jason? Help me out here, because I'm blanking at the moment. Yeah.
Rick Smith,
Venturi.
AMI
There it
and
is.
IE.
You got it.
Venturi effect.
Yeah. Too much apple juice.
Way too much apple juice.
That's okay.
Uh,
What kind of
Hey,
apple
we're
juice
at the
do you-
2-hour mark. We
Said everything.
I guess we're supposed to give away a Titan Tim a high gloss
There you go.
to the lower 48. So that's his big stipulation. I don't know. I do a dollop. Yeah, exactly. Have fun with it. That's what I say.
like sour cream, huh?
Have fun with it.
Have fun. Don't worry.
Yeah, have fun. Don't worry. There it is. All 5. Have fun. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Not the
I
Voltron
find it
effect.
fascinating where a lot of these influencers, they'll get into this is the only way and you have to do this or you have to do that. And this is like, man, if it works for you, I think I want to say I had this conversation with Rick earlier this week. When we did the Southern Detailers Conference, which is no longer in existence because they suck, but we were down there. I had all 4 horsemen come down and be a part of the Phoenix booth. And we were pulling people from the crowd and demonstrating on a hood, and I was polishing on the hood, and I liked what I did. Megatron was never a plane, all right. So Megatron. So anyway, I'm doing it, and I was happy with the result. Look how fantastic this is. And then Fab takes the polisher away from me, and he's like, "Give me that." And he did it, and it looked a million times better.
Yeah.
And then and it's basically, I guess, for me, not being at the same caliber as him and not being it's not my profession, I was happy with the results that I got. And then when my dad came out to visit this past summer, he has a huge Toyota Tundra. I did the driver's side and he did the passenger side. Now my father is 77 years old. Never picked up a wheel in his life, ever. And he did his side. We did we did Papa Cut and Fab Polish. And then I think we finished off with Gloss and Wax. And he says to me, "You know what the problem here is?" I said, "Hit me. Now your mom's going to make me do this to her car." My dad, who's never been a detailer, he got the results that he liked. He was happy with what he got. And, and that was, I think, for me, that was a real vindication of Phoenix products that, someone like my dad can get the results that he likes. And someone like Fab, who is, I mean, clearly, like, he's one of my Mount Rushmore. He's a 4 horseman who, makes his living from as a detailer, can get incredible results that he got, and they were clearly different. I mean, I saw what I did, and then I saw what he did, and his side of the panel was a million times better than mine. Mm-hmm. I think that if you're doing something and you enjoy what you're doing, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional, and you're getting the results that you like, just keep doing it. Like, why do you don't have to put so much weight into something in somebody else's opinion. I think it's important that like you said earlier about learning so much from watching Brian's channel and stuff like that, and absolutely, I don't believe that Brian's ever picked up a bottle of anything from Armor. And I know that's not what he used. That's not what he uses when the cameras aren't rolling, for sure. You're getting the results that you like.
Exactly.
Do what you got to, do what you like, and make sure that it's enjoyable, because, I know there's a lot of burnout in a lot of professions, and it's usually because you're doing something that you just don't really enjoy doing.
I'll let you in a secret.
Sure.
When the camera's not on, I wash my car the way that I want to. One bucket. Like, sometimes I don't even foam. I just want to wash my car the way I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
There's something about being able to just turn everything off and do whatever you want to do. Like, I don't detail for YouTube. It's just not what I do, and a lot of people do that. So yeah, it is what it is, but have fun. I'm with you. But like from now, that's the enthusiast viewpoint. Right now, from the business side, you got to set the expectation of what you're going to deliver. You know,
Sure.
you got to know what you can do, but still in that process, like having fun, you know. And my definition of my good result is going to be different from somebody
You're
else.
a hammer. You are a hammer. All right. I don't care who you are. All right. That's the exception to the rule. That's the exception to the rule. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bikini washing chemical guys. Yeah, he subscribes to my OnlyFans account.
All right. You guys almost wore the apple juice on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're supposed to give away a high Titan Tim's high shine. So
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Lower 48. I'm sorry. So if you're our family to the north, the cousins, if you will, donate it to somebody in the lower 48.
So the question I'd like to ask is, Titan Tim made mention of something new with the Phoenix products, and he featured a Phoenix product. What was the product he featured with that announcement?
What happened? I wasn't paying attention.
Titan Tim
Yeah.
made an announcement of something new with Phoenix
product. Right.
And he featured a specific Phoenix product in that post. What was the product?
Are you talking about that?
That was the announcement, but what was it that he featured?
Oh, that's a good one.
There it goes. Rick's got it.
Rick got it? Yeah. Oh, new triggers for Titan. Well, it's actually new. So I don't know if anybody's ever really paid attention, but the heroes of Phoenix get white caps and white triggers or clear triggers. And the monsters of Phoenix get black caps and black triggers. So the white triggers actually go in Titan and Peleus panel prep because those are both heroes. And the monsters are all have black caps and black triggers. So, yep, it's not just for Titan, Rick, is all I'm saying. But yes, you definitely are a winner for getting it right. Boop, boop, boop. So there we go. Rick Smith, high gloss. We got a couple of other announcements. If you want me to do it, I'm happy to announce it here on Curmudgeon 50.
Yeah, I mean, where else would you announce
again? It? Well, not that I don't really talk a lot about Phoenix products on this show. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be that kind of a thing.
Okay, so then don't talk about it.
But I need to let it get the word out because it's the House of Rag. It's the House of Rags. So theoretically, I'm promoting the House of Rags and not Phoenix so much. But that being said, I have it on high authority that I have 6 samples of a dressing, an exterior dressing that will arrive at the warehouse on Monday. So in 2 days, I will have 6 different tire dressings / exterior dressings. And they will then by Wednesday be in Jamie the Cleaner, as you know, is the co-owner of the House of Rags. Eddie said don't send it to him because he likes trash, and Jamie is a better detailer. So anyway, so I'm going to send them to Jamie, and then Jamie is going to try out all of these different versions, and hopefully he likes one of them. And then we should have a new dressing from Phoenix that will be a Thor exclusive for the first 6 months. Thor exclusive dressing, hopefully by April. Now, if Jamie hates all of them and we have to go to rewrites, then it'll be a little bit longer of a release. But hopefully, out of 6, the diva down, the Louisiana diva likes at least one of them, and we can move forward. I've already got my illustrator working on it. I've already got my label designers working on it. I've got everything moving in the right direction so that once we get the green light from Jamie, again, this is a collab, and I call it a collab only because if you, the audience, doesn't like it, then I can just blame Jamie for everything. And I take no responsibility for a trashy tire dressing, which is one of the reasons why I've been dragging my feet for 4 years. It's because it's a really good way to give yourself a black eye if you're not careful. If you release a trashy product, especially like a dressing, and it doesn't do what you want it to do or hold up the way you want it to hold up or meet the expectations, people be like Eddie will just throw it in the trash without trying it. So I'm going for satin. I don't like a wet look. I don't like it. I think it's kind of gross, but I do like that new satiny finish, a little bit of a sheen, but nothing that looks like you blew snot all over it. I'm not a fan.
I'm out.
You like the wet glossy stuff?
Yeah, the glossier the better.
What is that? What is
I
that?
like to see my own. I like to see my own. It's the Puerto Rican in me. I was going to
say it, but I didn't want to be racist.
I like to see my reflection in my tires.
Well, John, it's going to be completely up. It's going to be completely up to Jamie. But I want. I hope it's water based. But again, the ultimate call is going to be. It's going to be the House of Rags. There you go. See, Ron's on it. Just don't sling. Again, I agree. I agree with everything y'all are saying. It needs to survive at least 2 rainstorms. It can't sling. And what was the other one? And a satin finish for the win. Yeah. Just south, about an hour, I think. I'm only a couple hours. Rick, pay attention.
You guys got to get on that McGuire's Hot Shine. I'm telling you.
Slick. Well, you know what? Then if you want
slings everywhere.
I'll tell you right now. If you want your tires to look slick, there is this product. I'll see if I can find it real fast and do a screen share. It's a spray can, and you can get it at any Advanced Auto.
Is that foam on stuff?
No, but I tell you, well, there it is, Untouchable. Yeah, it's called Untouchable.
Ron, I know. They always say that it's got like a new no sling formula, but it slings everywhere. The pictures.
All right, let's see. All right, let's see if I can do this. Last time we tried to share a screen, I screwed everything up. Share screen, blah 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 blah. Amazon. There you go. All right, so can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, that's
all right.
Yeah.
So this stuff is called Untouchable Tire Shine Spray. It's in a can. You can buy it individually at like I said, AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts for I think it's like $10. And this stuff is the shiniest, wettest. The entire time that I worked at the old company, we tried to find anything that would match what came out of this can. I don't know if it's VOC compliant. I don't know anything about it, but this stuff is the shiniest, and it stays on there forever. I'm
gonna have to try that one out.
It's redonkulous. It's stupid.
Someone said it's cheaper at Costco, so I guess
go
to Costco instead of Amazon.
Well, if you have Costco's, go to Costco's. I'm just saying, wherever you can find it's available everywhere. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I said, it's less than $10 a can at Advanced or AutoZone or whatever, because that's where I bought it working at the other company to try to reverse engineer this stuff, and they got magic in a can. I have no idea how they do it. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a snot covered tire, boop, there it is. That's the one.
Aaron, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Because Conway just brought it up.
What?
Have you tried Ghost? I don't know what Garage Therapy tire serum is, but ADS Ghost. Have you gotten a legitimate chance to try it?
I have not.
Try it out if you get a chance. It's
Ghost?
It's a totally different tire shine or tire sealant. It's not what is it? It's not solvent based.
Okay.
It almost feels like Elmer's glue. Like when it not when it
Yeah.
goes on, but like when it starts to dry up on your glove and stuff, it gets sticky.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
I was working at the old company, and B&B Blending had a product. It was acrylic based, and you would paint the tire, and this stuff would last for eternity. And you paint the tire, and the glossy the if you want it to be glossier, you have to apply more and more layers. So you would basically, you would do 4 layers of this stuff, and it would be super shiny, and it would last forever. And the only way to get it off the tire was to curb. If you curbed your tires, it would crack like paint. You know what I mean? Because it's acrylic. It's an acrylic tire dressing. And that worked really well. The drawback was the amount of it's so labor intensive that it's great for a weekend warrior, but it's terrible for a detailer who has to, turn and burn.
Yeah. It's it's more labor intensive for sure, but not by much anymore. At least not anymore. I don't know. It really depends on the tire sometimes too. Because like if you get one of those tires that's just really gnarly, like don't put Ghost on it. But if you get a tire that cleans off easy, you can definitely use Ghost as like a replacement for your typical tire dressing.
Yeah.
But
so
anything else,
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a water-based satin finish. If it's an acrylic, and it's an acrylic. But again, I personally like the satin clean look, as opposed to the ghetto wet look. That's right. Because if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another little hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto with a tire shine. Yeah, that's what I said. Cheers. Curmudgeon 50. Who cares?
Cheers. You don't need a gallon of Ghost, man. You just, that's a lot. I don't go through tire dressings that fast.
There you go. Ghost is a commitment. That mug sticks on there, and it's stuck, like really stuck.
And mine lasted all summer. Still on my tires, probably.
Yeah, like I said, that acrylic stuff that B&B makes. I mean, it's on there for life until you curb your tire. It's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was such a pain in the ass to get it to the because I mean, when you put it on like one layer, it was like all. It just looked.
That's
dull.
Right, Chris.
It looked dull, and then and then you had to put on at least 2 layers, for that satin finish, and then if you wanted that real glossy look, you had to keep painting it and painting it and painting it.
I used 2 layers. That's my happy spot with Ghost.
I didn't say ghetto. The King said ghetto. He made a whole song out about it. Oh, so also we're doing that. We're doing that whole campaign thing on. I told you this is something else that you might have missed, Eileen. So Maddie is going to be on our show next in 2 weeks. She's my marketing girl, who's been she has banned me from social media. So chances are, if you're talking to the Phoenix account, you're probably talking to her, because she yells at me for getting involved. Apparently I'm like a boomer or something. But anyway.
What? No way.
Yeah, for real. That's what she said.
Crazy talk.
But we are rapidly approaching 1,500 subscribers. And when we hit 1,500 subscribers, apparently I'm getting a pie to the face. And we are taking bids. If you want to come out to Philadelphia and throw a pie in my face,
I'm on my way.
We're gonna make an event out of it. I know. BioBombs is like, where do I sign up? But Boomer. Yeah, so I'm not allowed to do it. Jamie, I'm not allowed to do it anymore. So anyway, so that's one of the fun stunts that we're doing. The ambassador program, pie to the face. She's going to be on the show in 2 weeks to discuss the ambassador program and a little bit about her company. Because she is the marketing guru and cow pie. No, I certainly hope not. I'm open for a nice whipped cream pie in a metal tin. I already miss roasting your stories.
No, you can't, Jamie. It's not the same.
brutal.
Because
Yeah,
I
that's
tried.
right. You're
I
picking
tried
on
to also, and I
on a
don't get the
young
response.
you're
Yeah.
you're picking on a young female, and
Yeah.
you know,
It's
and
not the same.
it's not the same.
It isn't.
Yeah, so like
I always forget.
all of my friends were like, "Yep, we can tell you're not doing social anymore." I said that I texted her with a screenshot of one of her posts, and I was like, "This might be the most boomer thing I'm ever going to ask you, but is that a Kardashian?" She was like, "Yes, that's Kim Kardashian." I was like, "All right, I just had to be sure," but I thought it was.
She said, Aaron, go back to your Dungeons of Moira or whatever.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
right.
and
Dungeons of Mora.
Get off my
Mora.
phone.
Dungeons
Yeah,
of Mora.
for sure.
You're jealous.
There it is.
You're jealous. You're jealous of my game. So anyway, zero graphics, which is just perfect for 50-year-old curmudgeon. Anyway, so that's what's happening. So we're gonna have Maddie's gonna be on for
Definitely
a few minutes.
Conway.
She's also very instrumental in getting the Pay It Forward campaign off the ground and getting the publicity out there and changing the website for the Pay It Forward campaign. And because our guest next in 2 weeks is Royal Detailing, who's one of the big winners of our Pay It Forward because of his truck burned to the ground, I thought it would be a great time for her to come on, talk about what she does, talk about the Pay It Forward campaign, and then we'll bring Royal on and see what Royals on and see what happens.
Jay is his name.
Jamie.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it because you're in there in the battles with me, and I really appreciate it.
2.5
not
hours,
a problem. Did we make it to 2.5? Is that?
Yeah, we're at 10:25. Yeah, and I mean we still have all this comic book stuff and extraterrestrials, and I saw.
Well, guys, hey,
yes,
really
yeah, right.
I saw your gaming room. You have a gaming room. What is that all about?
Yeah, for the down with the kids. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Well, it had Call of Duty on there. I don't know if are you playing Call of Duty with your kids? Easy
sometimes.
on the boomers. Thank you, Ron. Ron and I are we are twin spirits. That's
the boys love Call of Duty.
All right.
Yeah. It's a good time. I play a lot of Trackmania. That's been my thing lately on the consoles. Trackmania is a good one.
Yeah.
I doubt anybody plays that.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. And I got a million games there.
Racing time trials. That's all it is. I love racing. Right. Love racing. So
boomer for life. Even though I'm technically Gen X. I feel more akin to what is the era before boomers? Because boomers came after World War II. That was the whole reason why they're called boomers, is because they got back from World War II and had a whole bunch of babies. That's why they're boomers. So what was the World War II generation? Because that's who I really want to identify with. My grandfather, the curmudgeon, the head curmudgeon, my spirit animal. I want to be just like him.
The silent generation.
The silent
what it's called.
Yeah. He was the original. He was so grumpy about everything. I love him.
The next generation.
He'd knock on the table and he'd go, "Boy, eat." And so we'd be talking at dinner time and he'd be like, "Boy, eat." And he'd do the stupid little fingers up like this. Yeah, it was awesome. Bacteria never sleeps. Put it away. Yes, Grandpa.
Bacteria never sleeps. I don't even know what that is.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
So
my dad used to tell me all the time, like a tip: don't leave. What is it? Leave wooden nickels. Something about wooden nickels. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
here's a good tip.
So basically,
we
would make lunch. If we would make lunch, and we'd have my grandparents always had chopped ham. So it's chopped ham, but it's chipped, it's shaved. And so we would have chopped ham sandwiches. And if we made a chopped ham sandwich and left the lunch meat out on the counter while we ate our sandwich, that's when he would be, "Bacteria never sleeps. Put it away." because
okay.
basically you left the meat out, and now bacteria is doing its thing, and it eats and it multiplies, and that's how you get diseases and die. So, yeah, Aaron's been hitting the Romulan nail. It's not blue though. But yeah, so that's where that comes from, and I want to be just like him when I grow up.
There you go. Bacteria never sleeps.
Bacteria never sleeps.
That's a
Boy,
good one.
eat.
Have a good night, Adamo.
Adamo, enjoy your quiver, bro.
There you go.
Yep, we'll see you in the next one. Curmudgeons 51. It's gonna be awesome. I'm going in for the 4th. Show's almost over. It's 10:30. Do we want to give something else away?
Yeah, for sure.
Because theoretically, I've only given one gift card away. Everybody else has done everything.
Okay, so we should give away that $25 gift card.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So for the 3 people left in the chat room, we have a $25 gift card, courtesy of Phoenix E.O.D. What do you want to give away? I mean, what's the question?
I don't have a question.
All right, I got one.
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed, by the way, the fact that you made them write out a whole bunch of words. It wasn't just like a one-worded answer, and I appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The question that you asked was describe the rest of your life in 5 words. They had to actually hit all 5 words, and you.
Yes.
It wasn't just like, armor detail supplies.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You see, I'm looking at you, right? You see, I'm looking at you.
I
Steve.
think so.
All right. Bum 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 bum. This one's kind of a trick question, which is why I like it. What is Turbo 6 Details most used app? Give your heart away.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. See, Westcat, that's why I use that, because it's not an app. Ah, there it is. John Weber, you can't win again.
So who's next? Oh, Pornhub. I don't know about that.
It's going to be Keith Firebird. Keith Firebird wins again.
YouTube.
And the reason why I said that it was a trick question is because iMessage is a feature on the phone and not something you have to download. YouTube is something you have to download. Boop, 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 boop. We clarified it. So
We did. Yeah.
All right. Keith Firebird wins again and again. I should just put that on a soundtrack and just be like, Keith Firebird wins. Let's see if I can get this to work this time. I can't get it to work.
Keith said I'll pick someone to give it to. I'll let you know.
I know he will. He's a good guy.
Oh, Wes doesn't have an iPhone. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we get Westcat on the show, he can talk all about it when you do your quick fire.
Well, I might have to.
Oh, you're getting Wes on?
Why not?
Ah, go for it.
What the heck is wrong with my phone?
Eileen, do you run a water tank in your car?
Do I what?
Do you run a water tank in your car?
Yes.
Nice. How big?
It's a
That's what she
65
said.
gallon.
Did you say
That's what
55?
she said. 65.
Oh, 65.
Yeah.
The mobile setups are insane.
Yeah.
Actually, when I met Chelsea, that was at a Cars and Coffee, and there was a dude there with a really sick mobile setup. I think you have to be so creative. It's wild.
You have to. Yeah.
She speaks crazy highly of you. I called her yesterday when I was doing my homework on
serious.
you, and she was literally she was beaming. She was beaming with how awesome of a guy you are.
Aww,
So
that's
I'm not blowing smoke at all. That's legit.
No, she's awesome. Like, so like a lot of people don't realize, like, when you make YouTube videos, as you all know, like, that takes a lot of time, that takes a lot of money, that takes dedication.
I did, Rick.
Spending hours and hours editing, and she had called out and said, like, she didn't have a bottle of Hero, or she had never tried it, and I had an extra bottle, so I sent her a message, and we met up down in Lancaster for cars and coffee. And like, that's like the least that I could do with how much advice that she has given for free. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
just, same with Brian. He's another one where he's given so much free advice, that it's really nice for people to be going onto YouTube and providing that much value to people.
Even more so to, like, I couldn't tell you how many people I've talked to that have basically, on my way to X, I drove by Brian's shop, and he talked to me for hours and gave me so much advice and walked me through this and pulled out one of his panels and showed me how to do that. And then, these are the type of people that I love to associate with, that I love to be around. It's the whole reason why those 4 people are the 4 horsemen in my product line. Every one of them have this selfless willingness to share information with others and to teach and to make your game better. And I guess like we started out saying, where Brian was like, there's room for everybody at the table. So it's not like I've spent 20 years developing, my technique and I'm not sharing it with anybody. It's I've spent 20 years developing my technique and now I want to share it with you. And that's such a beautiful part of what this community is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Elevate your peers. It's one of my little things that I try to live by.
Elevate your peers.
Yeah.
Eileen, did you put Rick Smith's sticker on your tank?
Did. I just commented and said I put one on my tank and on my little storage unit for my chemicals, where I put all the DIY stuff, because I need like a whole cabinet for it.
And there we go. This is the end of the show, everybody. I'll give you some DIY. Son of a biscuit eater.
I have to throw at least one day.
Thanks, Devil. Appreciate you. I do appreciate it. We we'd like to throw punches and barbs, but it has to be in good spirit. It has to be in good spirit. I think that we throw a lot of punches in the chats and verbally here on the corner. So let's just make sure we keep it, in the spirit of brotherly and sisterly love. Because if you have a brother or if you have a sister, you can fight as hard as you want, but at the end of the day, it's out of love. For example, when my brother got his second leg removed at the hospital, I walked in there, and the very first thing that I said to him was, now the rest of the world is going to know what I've known my entire life. And he goes, what's that? And I was like, you are half the man I am. And he had tears rolling down his eyes. We were laughing. He turns to my wife and he goes, and this is the first time that they've met. He turns to my wife and he says, what, do you have some sort of like low self-esteem? What's wrong with you? And she was just like, why would you say that to me? And he's like, because you're hanging out with this clown. So yeah, you gotta
your brother's sense of humor is like insane.
Yeah, for sure. Seriously, you can get away with some. And again, at the end of the day, like, this is the same guy that all right. So my accident happened on a Wednesday, and I woke up on a Saturday, and I remember he came to visit me in the hospital room, and I mean, I'm smashed. I am smashed up, and I'm still on a morphine induced coma. And and he's sobbing beside me. And he was like, "Give me a name. Tell me somebody did this to you, and I will effing kill them. I will effing kill them. Give me just a name." I was like, "Eric, yeah, nobody did this to me. Nobody did. Just give me a name. I will kill." That's the kind of, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what your brother is. That's who your brother should be. You know, basically, I don't need to know any of the details. I know how to work a shovel. That's what a brother should be. So therefore you can get away with saying really, really horrible things to one of them, because it comes from love. And that's what this show is all about. It comes from love. I hit because I care. Anyways, did we give it away? Yeah, we gave it away to Keith. What was it was a $25 gift card? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. All right, Aaron, you ready to
Wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Steve Pierson, Turbo 6. If they want to get more of you and find out a little bit more about you and your skills and your abilities, where can they find you?
They can find me at Steve Pierson 123 on YouTube. That's where
I didn't get that.
No?
No, I got at Turbo 6 Detail on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's on there too.
So that's not the legit thing?
No. So on Instagram, Turbo 6 Detail is where I post a lot of like detailing shorts and whatnot.
Right.
But if you want to see like the technical videos, that's on my personal channel.
All right. Well, let me edit this. All right. So go ahead. What is it?
Steve Pierson 123.
That's 1, 2, and then 3, Aaron.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Sequentially.
Yeah. How do you spell that?
Depends.
I can't help you with that.
Yeah. There you go. Oh.
That's it. Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, those are the places that you can find me. I'm also on a lot of the Facebook groups. You could probably, tag my name in a lot of Facebook groups, and I'll get the notification. So,
all right.
I appreciate
Make sure you support him, and thanks, HM. I appreciate that. We got to take care of each other. Together, we all grow. When the tide rises, all boats float higher.
I am so appreciative of being on the show, and the fact that there's people in the chat just amazes me. So, thank you to everybody that showed up. Seriously, you all are my friends.
Dude, you are awesome. I mean, I've had some interviews that are tough, and you kind of really have to drag information out of people. I mean, I had 6 pages of homework on one guest, and I burned through it in the first half hour.
No.
So it's so you've been an excellent guest, and I am so grateful to have you on the show. I can't wait to have you on the show again, and looking forward to more and better content coming out of your socials.
Yeah. I can't wait to smack you in the face with the pie. That's gonna be amazing.
You're probably gonna have to outbid Christian, but that would be so awesome if we could get like a little. I would love to make an event out of it. So.
Philly's not far away, so
no, it's not.
Yeah, anytime.
And now that I used to go up to Jim Thorpe all the time, and because of Big Mike, he's had a couple of some health issues and stuff like that, so. Things have kind of been slow for him, but he's starting to pick things up. So if we can start doing those car show or the bike nights again, I would love to hang out and get some hot dogs in Allentown with you.
I'm game, man.
Hot dog sandwiches?
Yeah. Dog sandwiches.
Hot dog sandwiches. Oh my god, really?
Just hurtful. I'm not allowed in the States. Sure you are. I'll get you a student visa.
Always allowed, HM.
All right. So let's wrap this up. We'll go through it real quick. Everything Eileen, if you want to talk to her personally, you can email her at info@getsoclean.com. Eileen, take it away. This is your show.
Website www.getsoclean.com. Instagram, you can find me at So Clean Detailing. TikTok, same way. YouTube, same thing. Just search So Clean, and you should be able to find me on all social media platforms.
And at all of your favorite places that you like to go shopping. Hello, hide. Thank you. You can't. Eileen 10 for 10% off everything site wide at Phoenix E.O.D. And I think does Eileen 10 work over at the House of Rags?
Negative. So Clean 10 for Phoenix and also for House of Rags.
Oh,
and also for DIY.
Shut up. It's so beat. I mean, show a little respect, sister.
All right. Simmer down.
There you go. So Clean 10
There
for 10% off everything site wide, both at Phoenix EOD and the House of Rags, only at Phoenix EOD and the House of Rags. And again, if you guys are inspired to pay it forward, this is the Pay It Forward Rise from the Ashes campaign. You can send donations here and email me directly for other information. West Coast distribution is I Am Detailed AF. Adrian is an excellent fellow. He was in the chats earlier today. I don't know if he's still here, but he's absolutely awesome. Midwest distribution, fabdetailsupplies.com. Southeast distribution, shinylightdetailing.com/store. Anytime you can get it from one of those guys, it saves you on shipping, and we all know that shipping prices are going up, and so it is imperative that you try to save as much money as possible because the future is uncertain. Worldwide distributors is Chris from Carzilla up in Canada, and then we have Imran over at intodetailing.co.uk. Australia is our really good friend Andrew over at osprodetailing.com.au, and then of course the House of Rags is taking over the world. So if you live in Japan or Puerto Rico or Canada or the UK or 19 other countries that they've conquered, make sure you go to thehouseofrags.com and get your stuff from there. And then
Conway,
go ahead.
Conway mentioned doing a giveaway for a custom light box. I second that.
Who what?
We should definitely do that. Conway.
Thank you, Ryan.
He mentioned doing a giveaway for a custom light box, and I would second that. I got one from him for my Mustang, and it's super cool.
Those light boxes are pretty sweet. Yeah, I saw a couple of them.
We're approaching the 11 o'clock hour, so if he wants to give it away for like the last remaining people, I'm down with it. I don't know.
Let's do something a little bigger, something on another podcast.
On another podcast. All right. So all right, hey, CS. Give me a Conway. Give me a call, or you can email me directly. But if you want to give me, I think I have the Phoenix hotline. There's the Phoenix hotline. Give me a call on Monday, and we can talk about our show coming up on the 22nd, and we can do that if you're up for it. I mean, I appreciate it, and I love you for it, and it's very, 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 very generous.
It would be a super cool giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, continue. Sorry, I jumped in there.
No, that's fine. I'm glad that you did.
I got excited.
So there's an area that is very, very, very extremely important to myself and to Eileen. They both hit us personally, and 22 veterans a day commit suicide. So suicide prevention and crisis counseling resources. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, seek help from a professional and call 988. The United States' first nationwide 3-digit mental health crisis hotline, 988, will connect callers with trained mental health counselors. Text HOME to 741-741 in the US and Canada to reach the crisis text hotline. And then you, of course, if you're dealing with something outside of that, you can go to the apa.org website, topics/crisis hotlines, and they can help you with every single thing that you are being burdened by. We pride ourselves here at the corner of being a family. We take care of each other. I have people reaching out to me on a weekly basis to make sure I'm still in the game. I try to reach out to as many people as I can if I haven't heard from you in a while, just to make sure that you're still in the game. And sometimes just popping in and saying hi, texting somebody, hey, how you been? Love you. is all somebody needs to be reminded that the world still needs your light. So never give up the fight. Okay. And then, of course, we'd love you to check out Instagram at Curmudgeons Corner Pod for all things curmudgeon-y. Let you know who we're going to be interviewing and what we're doing and what's going on. So I love you. Steve, thanks for coming on the show. Stick around after the show and we'll do a wrap up. And Eileen,
Sure.
Hands down, it's a better show when you're here.
All right.
I love you.
I love you.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Everybody,
Yes.
Saturday night,
See you on the next
another
one.
3 hours for Curmudgeons 50.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
It's a big one.
5-0, man.
Thanks, everyone.
Great job.
All right, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you in 2. Be safe, everyone. Kim, thanks. Love you. Everybody, thanks. Appreciate y'all.